Okay, folks, ladies and gentlemen, we see that the webinar software is moving around correctly. As everyone knows, this is CW Chanter's School for SSP Whistleblowers. This is class number 4. At this point, we're doing a little small independent study group. We're going to be doing some workshopping based on the homework that everyone's already previously prepared. And we lost Robin already. That is great. That's improvised theater to go. So we're gonna assume that everybody's up to speed. Everyone, I sent links out to everyone and their mother. So maybe we'll get some more people. And in the meantime, we have 2-star pupils who managed to show up for class today. I know it's a Sunday. I know it's right before the Thanksgiving holiday break. But that does not mean that the class is not in session. Attendance is expected. Your attendance is appreciated. So I'm going to assume for the moment that all the students we have in the class today have been keeping up with their homework, with their reading assignments, and are prepared to fully participate in this workshop. Yes, Miss in the back.
I took a seat in the back. This is my first time new here. I just walked in. I'm sorry.
What do you mean it's your first time? You've been in the class before, correct?
No, this is my first evening with you. I'm sorry, sir.
Well, but you did get the course syllabus and the materials, and I assumed you checked online and made sure you were up to date with the readings.
Can I get that on my iPad?
Well, yes, you can get it on your iPad, but at this point, I would be assuming we would be using the past tense, and you would be telling me that you got that on your iPad. I mean,
wouldn't that be a glass pad? One of those glass pad things?
Good thinking. Good thinking. So that's what it takes to get ahead. But no, in the meantime, excuse me, this is like the 4th class, and do you mean to tell me that you're just joining the class now?
Well, I've been told I'm a pretty quick study, so I'm willing to be caught up if you're willing to share.
So correct me if I'm wrong. You went down to the bursar's office. You need to pick up an extra 3 credits. You asked them what was available, and they shoved you in my class. And now you're my problem to deal with. And now on class number 4, I'm expected to stop everything and bring you up to speed. Miss Eagle Song, is it?
Had they not canceled the home economics macrame class, I would not be here.
A little attitude there. I like that. Spicy. You might that's not what it takes. So, Robin, this is what we're going to do is we're going to, when the food replicator hands you lemons, you make cosmic lemonade. Are you familiar with the term food replicator at least?
Yes.
Are you bullshitting me, young lady?
Yes.
Well, at least you're honest. And that's the first thing we're going to have to get rid of. But we'll get there. We'll get there. You know what I mean? Honesty is not going to serve you well. In fact, it's going to be anything. It's going to be a total deficit. We're going to have to take it. Would you say that on a scale of 1 to 10, would you say that you're a woman of high moral caliber?
Wait a minute. Are you a lawyer?
I'm the one asking the questions here, with all due respect. I'm the professor. Hence my suede, my jacket with the suede elbow patches. There you go. Exactly.
Yeah, I see you.
Shoot, I forgot that when the mirror was on the camera.
Well, I have a time cube anyway. Oh no,
there you go. You got a time cube. Well, then there you go. You're up to speed already. So you know some of the lingo. You got your time cube, so you can see into the future.
I'm not that fucking old. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Are you up to? I assume it's up to date in your operating system on your time cube. I assume you're running time cube platinum.
Yeah, and I got the upgrade for 3 years. I don't have to pay it again till 2021.
Well, that's what you think, because we're all going to be paying a great deal. We're all going to be paying a great deal because the fact of the matter is that it's not an easy road to be a secret space program whistleblower. Robin, do you know what a secret space program whistleblower is?
No.
Well, okay. Well, you know
I
what?
have caused there was an intake of breath. Should I back out the door?
No,
Just stay
no,
at the back.
no. Everything happens for a reason. If we've learned anything in the Secret Space Program, Whistleblower Program, it's that everything happens for a reason. Robin, do you have what it takes to sell out?
Oh, I am dying to sell out. Take me, take me.
There you go. Do you have dreams of moderate levels of internet success and fame?
Moderate levels, please.
Fantastic. Are you willing to bring shame on your family and disgrace upon your kith and kin?
That's a little late. Sure, I'll do it again.
All right. I like your attitude. Well, Robin, the problems with your lack of experience so far and information and knowledge about the secret space program whistleblower system as it is, notwithstanding, based on your answers to the previous questions, I dare say you have what it takes. So I'm going to give you the crash course. I'm going to bring you up to speed, and hopefully that's going to bring everyone in the audience up to speed, and then we will go in to our workshopping. And listen, we're throwing you in the deep end. You wandered into a den of thieves, and we're going to see if you survive.
I've been wet snapped in the boys' locker room, so I'm cool with this.
Well, there you go. This will all be new. This will all be old hat to you then. Okay,
Yeah.
so there you go. Without further ado, being a secret space program whistleblower is very simple and yet very complex. It is a conundrum, a puzzle that will be solved by few, and yet anyone, literally, seemingly anyone, can do it. To be a secret space program whistleblower is to simply be willing to do the following: to go on internet radio shows, to go on YouTube channels, to go in front of live studio audiences and conference crowds of numbering in excess of the dozens, and tell them of your grand adventures beyond planet Earth in the secret space program. And the secret space program is, well, it should be patently obvious. It's a space program, but it's secret. Who runs it? Who doesn't run it? The Russians, the Americans, the cabal, the powers that be, the Illuminati, the bloodlines, the reptilian Draco shapeshifters, the Spherebean Alliance, the Blue Avians, the Witches of Eastwick, the witches of New Brunswick. Literally, everyone seems to be involved in the secret space program. And those people that are not presumed to be involved in the secret space program just haven't been found out yet. Do you know that NASA has a NASA? Did you know that the NASA of NASA is not only run by Freemasons, it's run by free Freemasons? Do you know who the free Freemasons are?
Billionaires.
Exactly. They're to Freemasons what Freemasons are to regular people. Okay? Did you ever hear of the Space Pope?
No.
Neither has he. That's how deep we're going. Some people brag about having insiders that are 32 levels above top secret, above the president. F that. We've got insiders that are 69 levels above top secret, above the president. Aha.
Oh.
That's it. Welcome to college. Here we go. So, what we've been doing so far, Robin, to bring you up to speed, is I've been basically breaking down for the class in three steps so far. Basically, a course, a very simple course designed to take you from zero to an imaginary hero, to take people and who have the desire to lie and help them tell people and how to do this whole secret space program whistleblower thing. During the course of the lectures, we've been giving people instruction on how to develop their core identity, which is basically three simple steps. You know, who you are in the secret space program, the level of involvement, what you did in the secret space program. Number two, why you've decided to blow the whistle, why you've decided to blow, as if we needed to ask you. right? And then number three, who are your enemies? Who are trying to suppress your knowledge and information? Who are you fighting back against? What's your part of the program? After that, we've gone into meta studies about basically two basic career tracks that you can explore as being a secret space program whistleblower. Track number one is Hopium Road. You know what I mean? Where you're basically that magical place where conspiracy theories about a secret space program dovetail neatly into grand cosmic adventures of life with the Space Brothers, hybrid babies, eternal Palladian and Orion councils who are just here to help us. The path of crystals and light, of new age wisdom and wonder. Okay, where there's a secret space program, and that might seem scary, but you know what? It's all part of this grand thing we call disclosure, which is just a simple word of just saying one of the many keys and doorways that humanity will pass through on their way to ascension. Right? You with me so far?
I have a question, Professor. Why the frick aren't you asking Seraph the Mage any of this stuff? Is he all up to speed?
I know it already. I'm just back
he's
from
up
my
to speed.
20th
He
back, all
finished
right?
Jump Street, lady. If you want to know why I'm asking you the questions, why I'm directing this introductory lesson to you, I don't know. It might have
Because I
said
knew.
because you're the new kid.
Okay, but Seraph, please stop eating your microphone, darling.
No, that's part of his act. We're going to get into that. He's
That's
Okay.
part of it.
but due to traumatic brain control and mind brainwashing techniques, he oftentimes finds himself eating the microphone. But we're going to
Literally and metaphorically.
That's it. We're going to get into the exploration of various cast and characters, personas that you can play. We've already talked to you about Hopium Road, but I got to tell you, there's another career path, Robin, that you might choose to explore. You might not choose to explore. Hopium Road is very, very fraught with competition. Okay, very fraught with competition. Just like pop music, there are a lot more contenders trying to be a number one hit in pop music than, say, death metal. So it's like if you were to, or even better yet, a Christian death metal band, pretty much you can write your own contract because there's no competition. So the other alternative career path to the Hopium Road is what we like to call Fear Porn Alley. You like the sound of Fear Porn Alley?
My brain is falling out one of my ears. Wait a minute, I have to put it back. Okay.
Fear Porn Alley. So down Fear Porn Alley, there's a secret space program. It's run by nefarious characters who desire to control everything. It's a world filled with intrigue and MyLab abductions, military abductions, and secret underground bases where people are subjected to experimentation, where nefarious actors in the highest realms of government have signed contracts with nefarious evil alien beings like the Zeta Reticuli and the Draco shape-shifting lizard people to abduct people and to do with them what thou wilt. Oh my God, it's a horrendous, horrible thing, and you got to warn the people. You are a maverick, a warrior for truth, battling the powers that be, battling the Illuminati superstructure, and you might not survive, and humanity might not survive, but you'll do what it takes to spread this valuable, important information. Okay.
Okay, this is a career path. Is this virtual reality or
No. Well, it's a virtual reality. Hey,
so
listen.
I need goggles and stuff.
You know what I mean? Hey, is this the real life or is this just make believe? We don't know. Was that just a pithy way to quote a famous song lyric, or was it an activation code designed to make you go cuckoo crazy and kill everyone in the room? We don't know. We're at the beginning of our journey here. We're experimenting with things. We're explaining the lay of the land and trying to figure out things as we go. So, Robin, do you feel like you have a somewhat of a knowledge and understanding of what we're doing here today?
I have a knowledge and understanding of what you're doing here today. So
Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. And I will don't take this personal. Don't take this personal. But I just like to remind everybody in the live chat that if you so desire to, if you've been working on your homework and you want to participate in today's little small group study section, feel free to contact me on Twitter or Twitter would be the best thing, and we'll get you a link. Or if anyone can chat around we'll try and get people the link. There you go. There you go. So there you go. It's the learning annex. Absolutely real ufology. Here we are. So moving around the room, now that we've brought Robin up to speed, who came in literally unprepared, cold.
Yeah.
Man, of all the places. But you know what? Hey, this is the thing, Robin. You're the type of spunky gal. I could just totally see you rocketing to the top and end up being the one person after this is all over, holding all the cards.
Holding all the cards.
Holding all the cards, right?
Let's go. I'm strapped in. I'm holding on.
Meanwhile, listen, let's face facts here. What is the evidence that we have in our possession that Robin Eaglesong is not the dainty little unprepared street angel just wandering in, but in fact is a CIA shill?
Dark Alliance.
Dark Alliance sent in here by the powers that be to disrupt the proceedings of Chanter, CW Chanter's School for Secret Space Program Whistleblowers. Jacques Hughes.
CW.
Yeah.
What am I going to do with you?
I don't know. Do I know too much?
But then I might as well.
Well, that might be a brilliant way of admitting to the truth. But then again, if you were to admit the truth, that's not something that a CIA shill would do. But a CIA shill would know that I wouldn't think that any CIA shill would admit to being a CIA shill, which would mean that that's exactly what you would do.
You're a very bright son, my son.
Ah, there you go. Hey, listen, is there no glass of Kool-Aid for the widow's son? That's it. That's it. We're all CIA shells. And you too can be a CIA shell if you choose to put that into your basic biography. Remember, folks, I just want to do one more thing. Oh, wait, we're getting some cross interference from the Space Brothers. I feel a message coming in. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, okay. So this is important. This is good. Yeah, give me a background. There you go. Give me a beat. There you go. Let me lay some fat 16.
My soul, I want to get lost in your rock and roll.
I'm just retuning to Earth vibration.
Okay, so we definitely got to want to get away from the Earth vibration. Speaking of Earth vibrations, let me be a little bit candid here for a second here. There's been some questions online, some mysterious postings on Facebook, some MySpace articles that require redress. People ask, CW Chanter, what is the purpose of this secret space program whistleblower school that you're running here? Is the purpose merely humor? Is the purpose to educate, truly educate, to make people understand what the problems with these secret space program whistleblowers are? Or do you have some more darker, more nefarious agenda? And I say to you, well, of course I've got a darker, more nefarious agenda. Come on, I'm CW Chanter here. Didn't you get the memo? You know what I mean? I'm not only Luciferian, I'm like Luciferian. You know what I mean? I worship the guys that nobody wants to worship down at the Dark Side Hotel. Okay, so the purpose of this program, understand that when we're done here, we will have achieved the mighty goal. Okay? Because when we're done having displayed this information and put this mighty mystery school previously occult information out for the public view, no one will ever be able to trust in secret space program whistleblowers ever again. Crystal ASMR, don't worry about it. We're just happy that you're here now. If you want to come into the live chat and get a link, we can hook you up. We can hook you up. So Here we go. Here we go. So without further ado, hey, we got Brandon Young. All right, thank God.
Hey,
We got more people
Brandon.
here.
Oh, hello. I do have a hall pass. Sorry, I'm late, but I do have a hall pass from Sean.
You are late. You are late. I appreciate it. You know, I don't understand what's going on with this school. Back in the day, when this just wasn't put onto YouTube as a webinar for every Tom, Dick, and Harriet to come in and join, kids cared. They showed up, they suited up, and they came prepared to learn. I suppose you've got some excuse for your tardiness this evening, Mr. Young, is it?
Yes, and I do have I was just confirming with my insider that what's going on Venus right now is just crazy. So I just had to, and I had to call someone else too.
He does have a NASA hat.
Because I will point out the fact that he's got the NASA hat, which is a nice touch.
And also an old school.
Oh my God.
Oh, here we go.
Fade to not only that, but look at here, right on the alien's forehead.
Is that signed? Oh,
it is signed.
Jesus,
Lord.
here we go.
Boy, talk about walking in as the teacher's pet. Give me a.
I was going to bring my Apple too. So,
He was good. And he's not talking about a Mac. Brandon Young runs it old school. He's been trained by the best. His bloodline goes back so old. Oh my God. Seriously, he probably brought his big boy tablet. You know what I mean? And when I say tablet, I mean the actual paper. You know what I mean? We're not talking about a smart pad here, a glass pad here.
Big man on campus. I've known guys like you.
Well, yes, we've all read the writing on the bathroom wall, Robin. We all know that you've known boys like that before. Okay? Why do you think I tolerated you coming in at the 11th hour, telling people that you had done none of the preparatory work, and yet I gave you a starring role and directed so much attention your way?
Hey, don't make me tell people how many times you called my number.
Okay. Well, listen. I was worried about you, student. I saw you on the tally of students. I had known you had not attended any of the classes yet, and quite frankly, I was concerned. My 3 o'clock phone calls were strictly out of concern.
Yeah. Well, I'm not giving the money back.
Well, no, come on. Service is rendered. I don't expect you to give the money back. You know what I mean? It is. Oh, wait, is this thing? Oh, we're on live. Okay, so forget that. Nice little.
Yeah, well, he didn't just dox himself, you guys.
That's it. Well, listen, I doxed everyone in my little black book. Why do you think I have to run the secret space program whistleblower school? I hope you didn't think that I volunteered for this bull crap, right? No, they got something on me. Talk about being brownstone. I got Robin Eagle songed. You know what I mean? They got everything on me. They got all the dirt on me. Oh my God. They know where the bodies are buried. And if I don't do exactly as I'm told, they're going to break out the necromancers who are going to do their magical ghost dance incantations and make sure that those bodies that are buried come back from the dead.
And dancing on the red carpet.
Oh my God. And I don't need them talking smack about me. Listen, my secrets have got secrets. You know what I mean? That's what it takes to be a member of the Dark Alliance. And you too can be a member of the Dark Alliance. I just want to let everyone know at home know that we're going to get started now with our workshopping now that everyone's here in the room. We might get more people jumping in. Lord knows I bombed everyone with the link. But for the time being, let's go around the room and do some brief introductions. We know that Robin Eagle's song is a hua. And she's new to the class. I'm teasing, of course. And there you go. And that she knows nothing about the program, the school, or what we've done so far. Why don't we start with Effluent for you? Effluent for you. Do you want to introduce yourself to the class?
Oh, hey guys, you all know me from the chat, and I have a pretty good idea why I'm here right now. So kind of like a virtual timeout, I think. So I'm gonna be here and be polite with CW because he knows I won't punch him in the nose or nothing like that. Not from here anyway.
No, you need some reach there. You need to get in touch. You need to get contact with your contacts.
But yeah, I mean, as Robin's Uber driver, I felt, there was she offered me a coffee after the show. So anyway, I'm
Yeah,
here.
I left my phone charger in the back seat. Can you fetch it for me?
Oh, you know it.
There you
Thanks.
go. And you see what Tom is doing there. It's actually good. And we want to say thank you to Rispergu for the lovely donation. Your donations help keep the CW Chanter School for SSP whistleblowers doors open. If we don't help the Secret Space Program whistleblowers perfect their nasty lines of BS, who will? That's the question. That's the question. Who will? So thank you so much from the bottom of our heart for helping to keep our doors open. And I just want to take a moment here to break in and see. You see what Tom did there with backstory, introducing a quick little, taking the time, taking the opportunity, finding the opportunity to work in a nice little biographical detail. Why is he here? Is he here because he wants to learn how to BS the world of conspiracy theory and blow the doors wide open? No, he's merely here because he's a Uber driver. It's little things like that, and no one prompted him for that little detail. He just threw it in himself. Those are the things that you're going to want to pick up on. Those are the little things that you're going to want to pick up on. That's going to take your story from a comic book sketch, right, from an outline into a real life. Yes, we do. We got questions. Do you allow coffee and space crackers in class, Unirock? Unirach? Yeah, absolutely, we do. In fact, we prefer it. We're all hungry here. You know what I mean? This doesn't pay. Oh, Sup Guys wants to come on. Well, do I know Sup Guys on Twitter? You're not dressed? Well, you don't have to be. I mean, are you presentable, Sup Guys?
Well, they can come on as a flower pot like I do.
Well, they could. Well, you gotta watch out because people have hung dong on the CW Chanter live chat, so we gotta be careful.
Oh,
There you go. Former Uber driver and whistleblower. There you go. Here we go.
I also want to share a message from the ant people when you get a chance. Thank you.
Oh, good. He's bringing the message from the ant people. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Right now, we're just doing brief introduction. Sarah, how you doing tonight?
Yo, just back from my 12 and a half and back. I am wearing my decompression onesie, as you can see. Pink heart service to self, blue service to others. I'm straddling the line.
Very nice. Very nice. Good use.
I'm a bit disphased at the moment. I'm not quite back yet.
Brilliant. See, brilliant use of the lingo, throwing in terminology, throwing in terms with its own special twist and tie on it. Also notice the invocation of being disoriented. Again, this is the purpose of the workshop tonight, is we're going to learn by doing, by going through this process, by BSing each other. We're going to learn how to BS the world. This is the Secret Space Program teachings that we've worked up so far. We're going to be just doing a bunch of little exercises, break it down into small groups, ask yourselves questions in order to start start learning by learning. And people might ask themselves the question, CW, if all these guys and gals are doing this live on the air, admitting that they're participating in the Chanter School for Secret Space Program whistleblowers, doesn't that destroy any opportunity they might have? I mean, won't everyone just simply be able to say, hey, I remember that jerk. He was one of the guys that was in CW Chanter School for Secret Space Program whistleblowers. This guy's obviously lying. And at that point, I just want to let you know, of course it doesn't matter. Of course they could point that out, because let's do this. I know this is a bit of a curveball, okay? Brandon Young.
Yes,
You're
sir.
live on stage at Handskis in the Desert, number 12.
Okay.
And Richard Dolan has just turned to you and said, it's funny because, Brandon Young, I hate to be this guy and put anybody on the spot. Brandon, we hung out. We had dinner together with everybody, and I found you to be a delight. Your information and knowledge of Tolkien was truly inspiring, and I think you're a heck of a guy, But having said that, I think it's important to point out that you are one of the nasty, no good scumpond dirtbags who was often seen hanging out with that nefarious CIA shill, CW Chanter, at his School for America's style School for SSP Whistleblowers. At which point the light turns to you, the audience turns to you aghast, and you say,
Say thank you, Richard Dolan. I'm a big fan of your work and everything. I don't say code red right away. I think you got to wait on the code red, and then, but I would say thank you, Mr. Dolan. You can check everything out. CW Chanter's School was, yes, my first foray into the field. But everything I've said on that channel is true, and I stand by it.
okay, fantastic.
Wow.
Okay, so there you
That's
go.
a lie.
Well, there you go. Well, let's run with this exercise. Sarah, an audience member has just yelled out, "That's a lie." Brandon, back to you.
Code red. Code red.
Excellent. So you see what Brandon did there. I'm gonna stop after everyone goes to just pull out some highlights that I saw from their presentation and their performance that I thought was well played and good. Stand your ground. Let them accuse you of being a liar. Stand your ground. Yes, I understand that I'm being accused of being a liar, and I understood doing this and engaging in this activity that I could be accused of being a liar, and not only that, that I would be accused of being a liar. Okay, so there you go. Lesson number 1: deny. Stand your ground. The audience loves you. They want you to be real. They want to believe in you. So just give the people what they want. Tom, we noticed you pop it up there. Same scenario. Tom?
Oh, FEMA camp for sure. You just FEMA camp. Let's shut up.
Hold on 1 second. We're gonna get there.
Right, go ahead.
There's a method to my madness. Let's do it like this. I like this like it's like Timothy Leary, set and setting. Let me set the stage. We'll throw the ball to you, and we'll see how you react in real time. As if you're on stage. I want you to visualize yourself. Okay, here it is. Here's the scenario.
Okay.
You are on Project Camelot.
Right.
Being interviewed by the Carrie Cassidy.
Oh, yeah.
You've just given your 45-minute uninterrupted spiel about who you are, what information you have to reveal, why you're revealing that information, and who's against you. And at which point Carrie Cassidy goes, okay, Tom, that's very interesting. And I think a lot of the stuff that you said definitely matches up to other things that whistleblowers have said.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is that everything you said you could have learned just from watching those old people. Right. And we got a lot of questions in the live chat saying that they don't necessarily believe you. And what do you say to that?
Well, Carrie, we've known each other for a long time, and it's been very special being with you, and I'd like to think that our relationship was strong enough that this question wouldn't even come up.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, quite frankly, it has come up. And, in this, I have been subject to numerous attacks now more than ever. They've tried to strike down my channel. And quite frankly, now would be the perfect time that I would expect to see people coming in, trying to disrupt the program, trying to disrupt the revelations and the important work that I'm doing here personally. So do you have any evidence? Any evidence that you are who you say you are, or anyone who can vouch for your participation in these secret space program activities?
Well, Carrie, we live in a complicated world, and one person's rocket might be another person's portal, and with all the different forces that are struggling to be masters of our domain. It's not always easy to tell the truth.
Oh, CW, whatever shall I do? Well, frankly, my dear, I do not give a damn.
Hi, Sam.
Very nice.
Hey,
Very nice.
Robin.
Creative use of introducing fiction. Very good, Tom. I like that. Again, Tom is showing some special variations on the stand your ground, which
I'm an Uber driver.
and you're an Uber driver.
I learn these things.
Small factual details that tie yourself in and make yourself a believable character. People have met Uber drivers. Why would a person throw in being an Uber driver? It's a small detail that helps them make him real, make him a real person to the audience, relatable, and not a CIA show. The other thing that Tom did is a special variation on Stand Your Ground, which is allowing for the fact that there'll be questions, understanding and not confronting being the activity of being accused of being a bold-faced liar, but rather steering into it and accepting the fact that that he would have to have that it's normal for people to have to ask questions, and that there are also areas of mystery. The one man's rocket ship is another man's portal was a great thing, because immediately people are going to start having to think about rocket ships and portals. That's inviting the audience to import their own information into your narrative. Very important. That's one of the primary importances of using and learning the lingo. People know what this information means. They have their own backstory and their own conceptions of what the secret space program is. So when you merely throw these words in and around, food replicator, portal, extraterrestrial, secret space program, powers that be. If you say powers that be, you don't even need to say what the particular powers that be are. You've just invoked in the mind of the audience, who have already built up their own narrative regarding who the powers that be are, and they've put them in there themselves. You know what I mean? You don't have to run the risk of being called an anti-Semite by blaming everything on Mossad and Zionist Jews. Just say powers that be. Just say powerful bloodlines, or Rothschild. And there you go. And you import all that information there. And you say, and then if anyone says anything, you go, oh, whoa. I didn't say anything about the Jews. I said the Rothschilds, right? And who's ever met a Rothschild? What are you, an anti-Rothschildist? You know what I mean? There you go. So Sam, you piped in and you made yourself the center of attention, walking into class late with your cool ass CW Chanter style red flannel, biting my look, which is good.
I got it from the best. Let's be honest.
Absolutely, man. You know what I mean? That's it. You know what I mean? We're gonna get unfortunately, the young man can't grow a decent beard yet, but we'll get him there.
I can. See, here's the thing. I can. I just. Well, let's just say I choose to look this way because I like to embrace my feminine side. But yeah, I grew my first CW Chanter beard when I was 18 years old. And the only reason I knew I could grow a beard is I had missed a spot shaving one day. And I looked at my neck and there was a hair like that fucking long. I'm like, I wonder. So I grew like a big ass lumberjack beard. And then I shaved it off.
Well, that's also a lie. He's been age regressed.
Yes, that is true.
Okay, so
it was voluntary, though, for anybody that knows me very well.
Voluntary, I like this.
Okay, let's. That came from a man who's wearing a onesie.
It's a special. It's a special onesie, actually, Robin.
Well, I can see that.
If you were in the program, you'd know that. Pink hearts for service to others, blue for service to self.
I think it's enchanting, Saroth. Yes.
Thank you.
And not only that, you know what I mean? Like it takes a tough man to wear a special onesie on live on YouTube, right?
I am personally jealous.
Coming on.
Excuses. You know he was he was in the back room going, which onesie? Hearts.
Sarah,
the one that looks like Lucky Charms.
Exactly. Well, listen, they're magically delicious. Speaking of magically delicious, Sam.
I want my onesie back after this live stream.
Well, that's what they all say. That's what we've all said after we graduate. When we have our innocence taken away by the secret space program, we all come back and say we all want our onesie back. But just like your virginity, it's gone to the sands of time underneath the Egyptian pyramid, never to be seen again until some other lifetime. Okay, Sam. Here's our scenario.
You lost your onesie pretty young, Sam. I can tell.
There you go. the setting. It's New York City, Greenwich Village, and you are at a crystal shop giving a lecture regarding your participation in the secret space program. You have been brought there by your handler. Let's just call him, I don't know.
Mr. A. We will conservatively refer to him as Mr. A.
Pipe down, young man. Pipe down, young man. We do not choose our scenario. Our scenarios are chosen for us. You want to make it, son? Let me just ask you a question. Do you want to make it or do you want to cut up?
I want to make it. I
wonder, Sam, sometimes I look at you in your wild antics in class and I say to myself, this kid's not going to make it. Why doesn't he just quit?
Because
why don't you just quit? Let me tell you something, Sam. I've seen guys, you think you're the first guy I've seen come in here gallivanting around thinking you got this, thinking you know that you know it all already, that you could just come in with your streetwise attitude and your good youthful looks and you're just going to charm your way to the top?
Yes.
Okay. Well, guess what? Guess what, honey bunch? Guess what? Okay. It ain't all that easy. And I've seen bigger men than you fall to their knees. Okay.
I follow my secret space program research comes from following Elon Musk on Twitter.
Well, there you go. Well, don't give it all away. Don't give it all away. So listen, so here you go. Well, pipe down, because here's the deal. Okay. Do you really want to make it?
I want to.
You just want to be, or do you just want to fuck around up here? Do you want to be one of the greats? Do you want to be one of the greats?
There's a method to my fuckery, CW. You gotta fake it till you make it, baby. You gotta fake it.
So you got advice for me?
Yes.
Advice for the professor?
Yes.
If he's lying, he's dying.
Okay. Okay, Sam. Here's your scenario.
Okay.
You're on stage at Greenwich Village. You've been brought there by your handler, Balter Bosley.
Okay.
Who's vouched for you and your participation, saying that your story about your participation in the secret space program is legit and is 100% verifiable. But here's the problem. There was an uncomfortable situation between you and your handler last night. He walked into your hotel room only to see you in the embrace of another researcher and author. Okay? And your handler has not come to the stage today prepared to introduce you as a truth teller and to vouch for your authenticity. No. He turns to the audience in tears and looks at you and he says, Sam Shadow is a user and an abuser. He's a liar, a thief, and a jokester. He doesn't care about me. He doesn't care about my feelings, and he doesn't care about you. And you know me, and I've been on this stage working this scene for 25 years. I'm the author of such books as What's Underneath the Pyramids and What's Underneath the Pyramids Part 2, The Blue Avian Code. You know me and by reputation, and you know me by skill. And I tell you this, I have sinned against you, but I was made to sin by this man, who is obviously not only a chancer and a romancer and an abuser of the hearts of men, he is also, I dare say it, a CIA shill. And you say, what? Now you're on stage, Sam. Now you're on stage, and that has just happened. And you're going to tell me, now I want to let you know something. You better sell it. You better crush it. Because, excuse me, if you do not convince me, that you're telling the truth right now, when you tell the audience the story, if you break character once in the next 5 minutes, you're gonna have to do this for 5 minutes. I'm kicking you out of the secret space program whistleblower school. How you like me now? And go.
Well, first I would like to say to my handler, Walter Bosley, that I wore a costume.
We don't get sued here. Walter Bosley.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I know I have no affiliation with this Walter Bosley. I don't even Walter Bosley. Okay, well, my Walter Bosley, my official handler, I would calmly walk up to the microphone, would take a sigh, and in true Sam Shadow fashion, I would say, Balter, I am so sorry. I wore a condom. It was consensual. You were free to join. You were totally welcome to join in, but it was on your own pretense that you chose to walk away and to attempt to defame and make these derogatory remarks in front of these wonderful people. Now, what I would say in response to this is I actually learned that technique you saw me doing from the blue avians themselves. So if you can't get any more direct knowledge than this, then who is the real CIA shill here? You mean to tell me you saw? Well, no, we better not go here. That's all I would say. And I think after that, Balter Wasley would calmly walk off the stage. I would go into an in-depth seminar on trans-Yugothian intelligences and things and energies that are not native to the various collective energies that make up our planet Earth.
That's a lie. There was no condom.
Well, here's what I'll say.
I've been exposed.
Here's what I'll say. If you think that would have made it in the big city, if you think that would have gotten you off the hook, my friend, you've got a lot to learn. But your tale of techniques learned from the Blue Jays themselves is intriguing to me. And I don't know, maybe, though I don't respect you, and I think you're rough around the edges, and you got a cocksure attitude that's going to cocksure land you on your knees one day in a bad situation.
I have this cocky attitude because I'm elating some knowledge to this audience that has been passed down through the last 150 years or longer. I am going back from the ancient teachings of Ba Joker Ba, handed down to Theodore Roos, who handed them down to Aleister Crowley, who handed them down to C.F. Russell, who eventually, through the many generations, handed them down to me, Sam Shadow, in which my former handler, Balter Wasley, walked in and attempted to expose my secrets. However, he will not get away this easily. So if you want the true secrets to sexual extraterrestrial power, you will come to Sam Shadow's Wonderful School of Alien Sciences here at http://www.samshadowswonderfulschoolofaliensciences.com. You will submit to me about 3 easy payments of $59.99 over the next few months, and you too can become an extraterrestrial sexual master.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that will. There you go.
Head to class. In the class.
But I'll say this. I'll still say this. You know what? I'm going to keep you in the school. I'm not going to kick you out because I believe in you. There's something about you that reminds me of a young CW Chanter.
Thank you.
Okay? But you got to get over yourself, son. You got to get over yourself. And I'm going to tell you another thing. I'll tell you about my little adventures in the secret space program, Whistleblower. I'm a secret, scientific, studied, magical, mysterious empath. And I see through your tough exterior. And I know everything that you just said is a desperate shield put up to protect your small little Blue Jay heart. And there, you know.
This is about the onesie, isn't it?
It is about the onesie.
Okay.
But we'll get through that, and we'll get you through. So we're not going to kick you out of the school yet. We're going to keep you around. Good use. Okay, so I'm gonna do a deconstruction here of lessons that we can pull out, and we got new people in the room that we're going to say hi to. Things that he did. Number one, the appeal to internal authority. When in doubt, don't placate the audience. Patronize the audience. Let them know why you are special. That you've got information that they desperately want and need. Who can give it to them? No. Also, the claiming of a lineage to people who are no longer alive and therefore cannot dispute your claims. Again, excellent. And the other thing that you may have seen that he did, he invoked one of my spiritual teammates, the one and only, the real Blue Avian out here, Ba Joker Ba. By doing that, wins over the audience and wins me over personally as an audience. Know your detractors. Get to know them, speak to them directly, turn them from an adversary into an ally. The exact sort of thinking that's going to get you out of those tough situations, those tough jams. So very good, Sam. There you go. Very good. Also, showing a very extensive use of past information and knowledge. Very good. Very good. It did a lot, got a lot into a little space of time. We got someone new in the room. How are you doing, baby? Who's joining us?
How are you doing?
Not bad.
I couldn't
Hi,
wait to
Davey.
join you. Hello, Robin. Hello, Sarah. Hello, everybody else.
Yo.
Welcome. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you finally too, Sam.
hello.
I'm good too,
Thank you.
Brandon.
Good to see you. Nice to meet you.
What do I call you, sir? What do we
Richard
call
Dole.
you?
Davey.
Davey? Wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful.
Pardon the unusual name in chat. There's a long story that we can go into another time.
It's not a problem. We take them as they go. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a couple of questions before we're gonna go back to our usual workshop. You've joined the class late, but that's fine. Have you been keeping in touch? Have you been following the Secret Space program, the School for Secret Space program whistleblowers curriculum as laid out by yours truly, CW Chanter?
I've been an avid viewer, CW.
Okay, fantastic, wonderful. Thank God. So we won't have a
Oh,
repeat.
hell, he can't
won't
come.
We won't have a repeat of the debacle that
I
was
know,
the
it's
Robin
been
Eagle
open
song
earlier.
scenario.
I was disgusted, CW.
It was disgusting. It was inappropriate. It was disrespectful.
Hey,
There's
we're all caught up now. That's the thing.
we're all caught up now. So there you go. Returning to the program at large. Sarah, did Sarah go yet? No, he didn't go yet,
I
right?
don't think so.
Okay. So here's the scenario. Sarah, we're going to make it topical for you. You're over the pond, as they say. You're being interviewed by Miles Johnston as you're being arraigned at the local constabulary, right? Is that what they call it? The constabulary? What do they call that there?
A constabulary?
Is that what it's called?
Constabulary.
Constabulary.
You mean the police?
The
The
police.
Thank you for translating. There you go. From my English to English dictionary, the police. So you're being Miles Johnson is interviewing you, not an indictment, at sentencing. You've just been found guilty of indecent exposure. Okay. Apparently, someone likes to hang out at the old ladies' home. Okay, in a not too discreet onesie that just happens to have the classic rear door, as they call it in the Secret Space program. You've been found guilty of inviting the local octogenarians at the Academy for old British ladies to be like Jesus and kiss the other cheek. Okay, and now you're being arraigned in this. And Miles Johnson is asking you a very frank question. He turns to you and he says, Sarah, so we've interviewed you several times, and you've had an amazing story about your participation in the Secret Space program. But now, here we are. You've been found guilty of, quite frankly, some shocking crimes. Many people are saying online that this casts some doubt on your legitimacy as a Secret Space program whistleblower, and that we should hey, bloody hell, we got to take everything you've said so far, we got to take it as a lesson learned, and we got to throw it all in the dumpster. What do you say?
Well, first of all, I'd say I wouldn't believe me either. It was just too weird. 1 minute, I was in my own bedroom, rolling an organic cigarette. The next minute, this lands on my lap. And then this, it's a crystal skull, as you can see. Beamed up, age regressed, fighting with the Blue Avians, with Gonzalez, Corey, all the guys, Solar Warden. I get beamed back down. I'm all like dysphasic. I see all these old people. I presume they are my comrades from the Secret Space Project who haven't been successfully age regressed. I invite them into the bathroom because I have my crystal skull, trying to get them back to their normal age. and accidentally my onesie kind of fell down, and my third tail popped out.
There you go. So
Wow.
okay. So what's the value? What's the value and the import of that mysterious signal you showed? And what does it mean to the space program?
I haven't actually been able to decode it yet. Somebody said it was something to do with something called King Paimon. I don't know if that's like something you eat in space, or like a Blue Avian T-shirt sign, perhaps. But it's all I got. This is my proof. This is the proof. I mean, it's obviously not Earth material. You can see that quite clearly. It folds, it bends, but you can't tear it. You see, and it doesn't break at all.
There you go. Well, there you have it.
Very ancient.
Information and actual physical evidence, which is something that we have not seen anyone else produce so far. So good luck in there, son. I hope they're easy on you, and we'll see you when you get out. So there
It's
you
okay.
go.
I can walk through the prison walls because I am a spirit in a body, and I can leave my body behind, and my spirit just goes where it wishes.
Okay, so extra credit. Here you want. You want to go for the extra credit?
Please.
So you claim the ability that you could just walk out of there by leaving your body on the astral plane. Let's just say you're forced to serve out your entire, well, it's the British justice system, and you can be accused of a heinous crime. So you have to do your entire 6 months, your entire 6-month bid.
I can't do no 6 months.
You're going to have to. Let's say you do. So go for the extra credit. Sarah, you said that you yourself could just walk out of the prison, and yet you were there for the entire 6 months. What do you say, son?
It's about spiritual growth, isn't it? You have to give yourself limitations. And I thought it would be very good for my spiritual growth if I was contained within a cell, so I could meditate, cogitate, and process my experiences as a frankly traumatized reptilian rape victim.
Very, very good. Also, the appeal to victimhood, to claim in this day of hashtag Me Too.
I never chose this.
Oh, there you go. There you go. He did not choose this. In this day and age of hashtag Me Too, claiming to be the victim of sexual assault yourself is the number one out. You can commit all sorts of untold heinous crimes and be accused of committing untold heinous crimes, as long as you can claim that you're the victim yourself, especially the victim of sexual
I did
assault.
not choose this.
Hashtag I did not choose this.
No,
Brilliant.
no, we can't until we have that skull and that documented, tested. I don't think we're not going to go anywhere with this case, CW. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, I like this. Tom, this is good. This is good. Your number one problem on the secret space program whistleblower conference circuit is not going to be journalists, because they've got better things to do. It's not going to be people who are really seeking the truth, because they wouldn't be hanging out at these silly conferences anyway, right? It's going to be your fellow whistleblowers. So let's play the scenario out. Tom from on stage has just accused Sarah of being a liar and has called for the testing of the crystal skull and the magical seal. Sarah, go.
That's a tricky one, Tom, because I am now residing in another dimension.
I'm buying you time, man. I'm buying you 3 or 4 years, dude.
I've beamed out, and I fear that the skull and the sigil are in the 4th dimension now, along with the onesie.
Can I second to this argument that Saroth is putting forward to us?
Sure.
I ponder on his interpretation of the secret space program, secret space whistle program for whistleblowers. When he described the program as being project earlier, I'm sure he said the secret space project rather than secret space program. Was that a slip of the tongue, or was it just that?
I'm sure I didn't. That there are parallel, let's say there are dark alliances and white alliances, and who knows which side I'm on. I'm not sure. I never chose this.
There you go. Stick to your guns.
Chat has a good question.
Sure. What's the question? What's the question from chat?
Question, Real UFology wants to know, Sarth. Sarth, how far are you from Rendlesham Forest?
Right now, I'm in the fourth dimension, so everything is like just a flat plane. So I'm equal distance from everything. But in reality, I'm about 600 miles.
So way closer than I am or anybody else. That's cool.
Oh
Awesome.
yes,
And the
I
other thing,
can, I can,
remember,
I may
I
be
can
a
feel
little
the energy.
he's
I
also
still feel the quantum seismic ripples from that awesome event.
points to exploit if you were another secret space program whistleblower choosing to eat one of your own would be to point out the fact that he just said the number 6 and that he's 600 miles from Rendlesham Forest. Remember, when attacking your fellow secret space program whistleblowers when trying to winnow down the field to get to that precious charity given money that the audience only has so much of, you're going to want to look out for any use of any number that you can exploit, which is any number whatsoever. Just say that it's funny that he should mention a number at all, which has occult significance, and especially the number 6. That would have opened. So, Sareth, I love you, and you're doing great. You're doing great,
Strangely, I
but you're going
woke
to
up
want to
with this
watch out
book.
for that.
I
Remember,
don't know what it means.
remember.
Now, is it just me, or does that Paimon sigil sort of have a 666 to it?
No.
Very good. See, here you go. So you open the door, and here's the problem. So you open the door, it's up there. So remember, another great way to say 600 is to say 599.9. You got 3 9s in there for some reason. That's better than 1 6. You're going to want to look to cover your bases. Also, when in doubt, do not mention any numbers. How close are you to Rendlesham Forest? Well, remember this. You're right near Rendlesham Forest. So, for example, sitting here right now as I speak in New Jersey, I am on a small planet in a huge universe. How close am I to Rendlesham Forest? I'm right next door to Rendlesham Forest. In the cosmic scheme of things, I am right next door to Rendlesham Forest.
Thank
Tips
you.
from the pros.
Yeah,
Tips from
thank
the
you.
pros.
Noted,
Okay.
sir.
Davey, you ready to go?
I'm here, good sir.
You've been brought across the pond to the lovely state of Nevada, a very prestigious conference, and it's your first time on. You've previously, your only experience in this community, you've lived in a bed sit with your mother for most of your adult life. You've been brought, having reached out through the power of the internet to various forums. You have hooked up with an individual, a company called, I don't know, let's call them Shia TV. And they've brought you over for a series of TV interviews where you have laid out your story of your individual participation in the secret space program whistleblower systems. You've never done any public speaking, but now they tell you that they want you to go on stage in Nevada at the largest conference of the season. You're on stage in front of an audience of approximately, this is the largest gathering, so it's approximately 55 individuals. And the spotlight turns on to you, and you've just been told that unfortunately, the individual that has been your handler up to this point cannot make it. They have had too much fun the night before. They are hungover, and the person that's going to be interviewing you is a woman you've never met before. She turns to you and she goes, right before the lights turn on, she says, I just want to let you know that your handler's already told me that your story is completely full of it, but that's okay. You just do your best out here, kiddo. And I'm not going to ask you any tough questions. The light turns on. She turns to you and says, so here we have another secret space program whistleblower. Many people in the community have looked at the activities of Baya TV and have said to themselves, why is this outside company with its millions and millions of dollars so interested in bringing in people that no one has ever heard from before? I hate to do this to you, son, but I got to tell you, I don't think there's any aspect of your story that's believable at all. Could you tell me why I'm wrong?
Why is anybody right? Isn't it just a glorious thing that we're here and that we're able to share in the stories and the glory and the experiences and the power of who we are and what we've got? Is it bad that I used to live in a bed sit with my mum until I was 46 years old? I enjoyed my life. I shared in the passions of nature and in the passions of the friends that I had. And now I'm here to share that with you. Yes, I've got interests. Yes, there's things that are similar to me, that are similar to you. I don't know what they are yet, but I'm wanting to learn. I'm willing to learn. And with that, maybe we can grow together. And with that, maybe we could just expand the process. And it's the expanding the process is the thing that we all need to do. And it's in that coming together that we'll do that. I totally believe that. I might be an absolute nobody. I might be nobody that nobody's ever heard of and nobody would ever want to hear about. I might be just that normal guy in the street with a funny accent. But the funny accent might get enough just to get people to listen. And if they listen, then they'll hear the stories that I have to tell, and I'll hear the stories back that they have to tell. And in some sense of the madness of all these stories, we'll be able to make some sort of sense out of it together. Is that not true?
That is excellent. Excellent.
Wonderful.
Excellent. You know what? So first, so let's remember this. So the two critical things that Davey did for us there is, number one, the most powerful thing in the world when confronted with the notion and idea of it being truth, there being an existence of an actual verifiable truth. He called it to question the viability of truth itself. Brilliant play. Absolute brilliant play.
Thank you.
Yeah, the next thing, and Sarah, don't get excited. We know that you did that as well. So just calm down there, okay?
My tail
Calm
just
down.
popped out again.
Exactly. Exactly. There were three great things that Davey did for us that are very, very important to remember and hold on to. Number one was the calling into question the very existence of truth itself. Brilliant move. I highly recommend you doing that on all occasions where possible, if and when we're possible. The second thing that he did is he embraced his faults. I'm just a guy. Maybe no one would want to hang out with me. I'm nothing special. Remember, nothing says I'm special like telling people over and over again that you're nothing special. Nothing screams and protects your inbuilt narcissism like constant appeals to one's own humility. Very well played, sir. And then the third thing that I would point out that I think is very important to keep track of is the practical things. Remember, selling the audience is a lot like picking up a girl or a guy, depending on your point of view, your perspective, and what you want to do. You're selling yourself here. So you want to make sure to exploit those natural advantages that may exist where they exist. I'm speaking specifically of the accent. If you've ever been an Englishman in New York, if you've ever been a New Yorker overseas, you know nothing sets you apart like an accent. When in doubt, fake an accent. And if you can't, and the more obscure the accent, the better. So long as it's from someplace, let's just say Anglo-Saxon, right? You know what I mean? If you try and do a French accent, you might seem a little bit swish or patronizing or annoying. But nothing succeeds like an English accent in LA, New York, Las Vegas. Let's face it. If you could do the English accent, if you could do the Scottish accent, if you get the more low class, very Cockney, anything like this will get you over the hump real quick. So exploit that. Remember, go to places that you're not known. It's going to be hard to sell yourself as a secret space program whistleblower in your hometown. There'll be people all over the place being able to point out that the fact that you're a career liar or you're a jerk or that they don't believe you. But overseas, stranger in a strange land where nobody knows you, the world is your proverbial oyster. Do you know what I mean? So very well done. Very well done. Okay, so you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Has anyone seen anything in anybody else's performance that we're going to put this to the people with us in the audience, with us on stage today? as well as the people in the live chat. Is there anything about anybody's presentation that you thought was important, that you got something out of, that you thought was a valuable lesson to take with you, that we haven't already discussed so far?
CW, I just wanted to say that George Bush was not from Texas. I believe he was born in Connecticut, a resident of Connecticut, or
Massachusetts.
That's
Yeah.
right.
right. So, yeah, you got to watch out. Stuff could backfire on you.
And kind of going from, I see that Bush quail sign there. Going off of what CW said, George, I think both Bush Sr. and his son kind of played off the same thing. They used that accent to their advantage because they weren't even from Texas. But, you know, y'all, they use that good old boy Texas accent and appealed to the working man and to the lower class and everything else. So there is something to be said as far as sort of, I guess you could say, a foreign accent, a foreign dialect, appealing to people who were not from that region. I had another friend, I'll make this short, guy I went to college with, he's African-American, who took a trip to Hong Kong, and he said he was treated like a celebrity. People were stopping him in the streets and wanting to take pictures with him because they had never seen a black man before.
Wow.
Interesting. So there you go. Look, so there you go. Very, very valuable stuff. Very important stuff. And also remember this, is that if there's one thing that we're going to really take away from the Secret Space Program Whistleblower, if there's one thing you need to know while you're out there shucking and jiving live before the studio audience or on an internet radio show or a YouTube channel playing to an audience of one or playing to the live chat, there's no truth, there's no fiction, there's no stopping you now. Don't ever let them see you sweat. Okay, do not worry about whether or not your answer to a particular question is ridiculous. Just have an answer. Okay,
And perhaps you can even make them sweat.
That's a very gutsy play. You know, you have to be wary of backlash, but we'll get to that when we study in depth the legacy of Corey Good and the life lessons contained therein. But remember, by the very definition of what you're engaged in, the activity that you're engaged in, what you're trying to do, you will be in the realm of the ridiculous. You will be absolutely in the realm of the falsifiable. So embrace that. Don't run from it. Embrace it. Okay. Steer into conflicts, steer into problems, and remember all the tools at your disposal. And remember, you're never going to want to just work one tool. Say, for example, let's brainstorm right now about some of the tools at your disposal as a Secret Space Program whistleblower dealing with contradictions, confrontations, or ridicule. Let's talk about defensiveness. Might be one tool. Humility might be another, or just humor might even be another. Does anyone think of any other tools that they could have in their toolbox? General, multi-purpose kind of points of view or perspectives that they could use to help get themselves out of a jam on their adventures on the way to the middle of conspiracy theory fame. Anybody?
Sex appeal.
Robin.
Spontaneous channeling.
Spontaneous channeling.
Wait.
Okay, here we go. Robin.
Okay. How about something really low and dirty? Shame.
Oh, okay. Can you use it in a sentence?
In shaming someone, I was there when you stuffed your bra with your brother's socks, and I told your boyfriend that, and that's why you hate me.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
I learned from my mother.
Oh my God. Yikes. There you go. But Robin, see what Robin just did there? She humanized us, herself for us. All of a sudden, are we going to turn on her when we know that her mother caught her stuffing her own bra and was nasty enough to point that out? I mean, we've all been there. I mean, my old man is a real piece of work, a real piece of work. So there you go. So using shame, self-shame, also the shaming of others, dirty tricks.
She's also being very sexy, and she's got all of us flustered over here. Way she wiggles her feet and stuff while she talks. Anyway,
I agree. Just the phrase, just like my mother had me over here sweating, like
And listen, you know what I mean? There you go. Paging Dr. Freud. Paging Dr. Freud. Lay
Oh,
down.
I'm getting a hot flash.
There you go. Lay down in that trip chair.
They call me Dr. Freud. They call me Dr. Freud. They can't get
That was actually the original lyric. Do you know that? Did you know that, Sam?
Wait, you're kidding. You're fucking
No,
with me.
I'm not even kidding. Paul Stanley wrote the lyrics to Dr. Love while sitting in his therapist's waiting room.
I'll confirm
Holy
with
shit.
Ramsey.
I
swear
was
to
about
God.
to say, I know Reamsy has to have
No,
heard this.
Ramsey was the one who told me the story.
Wow.
Yeah, so let me tell you the whole story. I heard it from Ramsey himself. So yes, and so he read it in the unofficial biography, the first draft of Paul Stanley's story, Will There Ever Be Grease Paint? So this is how the story goes. Paul Stanley is sitting in his psychiatrist, a strict Freudian, psychiatrist waiting room, and he was going over the contents of last night's dream, and came up with the lyrics, the kernel of the lyrics to the song that eventually came to be the Kiss classic known as "Calling Dr. Love." So he originally wrote it. The original lyrics were "Calling Dr. Freud." They brought it in. True story. So we get verification from Reamsey. They brought it in, and Gene Simmons said, number one, I'm going to kick your ass, Paul Stanley, if you don't let me sing that song. It'll be better for me. You're a jerk and a loser. And in 45 years' time, you're going to lose your voice. And these other two yahoos are going to be out of the band. And then Gene Simmons said, we can't call it Paging Dr. Freud, and no one will get that reference, and we won't sell anything in Spokane. In Spokane, they won't understand who this Dr. Freud is. We'll call it Dr. Love, and we'll make much more money, much more shekels, which is what we want.
Let's face it, Gene just wanted much more pussy.
Ramsey confirms it.
Gene has Shannon. He's the king of the world.
Well, a younger Gene, it would have been a different story, but I need to hush.
Hold on. This is how it goes. First, you get the shekels. Then you get the pussy. Okay? This is how it goes, Paul Stanley. We both Zionist Jews, we understand how this works. Okay? We call it Dr. Love. Call me Dr. Love. That's what we'll do. And that's how it went down. And Reamsey backed me up in the live chat and said, true story. Now, folks, sit down for a second because I'm going to teach you the first lesson of Secret Space Program whistleblowing. The story I just told you, believe it or not, was a lie.
Oh, fuck.
That was a lie.
Hook, line, and sinker.
It was a lie. It was a lie. It was a lie.
I bought it hook, line, and sinker.
Remember, the secret to grift, the secret to lying is you do not you believe it. You just keep on doing it. And even if you're telling a lie that involves other people, if you paint the picture, you've got to let people know. If it was a lie, how would I know the story? If it was a lie, why would there be someone in the live chat backing me up on that story? Well, it's very simple. As a Secret Space Program whistleblower, and we're going to get to this, and we might as well introduce new material and information here. We're going to talk about your coterie of followers. You're going to need your handler, and just like you're going to be feeding on, there you go, paying your fee for mentioning Gene Simmons. What about the Gene Simmons impersonation, Reamsey? Hold on, watch this. You want to know that I have what it really takes to be a Secret Space Program whistleblower? I'll tell you this. You shouldn't just pay me $5 for mentioning Gene Simmons. You should pay me $10 for the impersonation. Okay? For the fact of the matter is this, is that wherever you go, even if you've heard a better Gene Simmons impersonation, I have proven that I am the best Gene Simmons impersonator ever because my impersonation included a request for money.
Just don't let Gene hear your speech there, because he's going to start taking credit for that song. Next thing you know, next interview with Gene Simmons. Yes, I wrote Paging Dr. Freud. I got the idea from.
I was going to say, if I was really doing my Gene Simmons impersonation at this point, I would point out that Gene Simmons would actually copyright the term Dr. Freud.
He probably.
Right?
Is this going to get you a strike?
He probably already has. What? No, I doubt it. What for what? For Page Dr. Freud? I don't think so.
Let's just
Hey, you know what the great thing is?
Yeah,
Page Dr. Freud is probably the public domain, right? That motherfucker's been in the grave for 1 million years. You know what I mean? Are you kidding me? There you go.
somebody please get the KISS font and make us a T-shirt that says SSP.
What? There you go. I get two. I told you 2 fucking impersonations.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's great.
Classic. I roll with the punches. Reevesy, the point is, Reevesy, I got you to dig deeper. Okay.
We already know
I
that
got
we
you
can
to
trademark
dig
this
deeper.
and it will sell. I have one
Reevesy.
fan named Greg that will surely buy this shirt whether he likes it or not.
And
You know-
he shall to review it on his channel.
Hold on. As long as we're in the complete
You're
realm of
very
derailment
sexy.
from the secret space program, I might as well take this opportunity to see if I can pull off a Paul Stanley. You know what?
Ace freely.
I'm not the one that's going to tell you to quit the secret space program. I'm not going to tell you to give up on your dreams because look at me. I made it. If you want to be a star, man, you got to see yourself on that stage and you got to be a star. If it takes lying, if it takes telling people that you've spoken to aliens, you do what it takes. You do what it takes to get up there because it's rock and roll and it's the spirit of adventure and you got to go for it. That was a terrible. No, I don't deserve anything.
Oh,
In fact, I
and
should
you
give
know-
money back for that Paul Stanley impersonation.
Oh, and you're
my
way
God.
too pretty to
Refund.
pull that off,
And that,
CW.
yeah, I know.
I
That's
was
what I
right
hate
there.
about these pay-ahead classes. You know, it's just
There you go. There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to channel the light from the UFO?
It's. I'll start. I'll start. Apparently, we're going to start channeling Dr. Roxo from Death Clock. Anyway, back to the matter at hand. I said I was going to introduce new material. Oh, here we go. Here's what it goes on. Okay, so this goes in the category of both your motivation for being a secret space program whistleblower, as well as a necessary part of your of keeping the act going. It's one thing as you feed off your handler and feed off their loosh and absorb them and use them and exploit them to get your way to the top. So too are you going to have to encourage people beneath you in order to come along and join in your adventure of finding true believers who will accept you as a secret space program whistleblower. These are your hangers-on. These are your followers. Why do we need hangers-on and followers? Before I go into the actual lecture material myself, let me just take a survey. Davey, can you think of some reasons why you would need hangers-on and followers?
It creates community, CW, and community is the greatest thing on YouTube at the minute. If you can form community, if you can make community believe in something that you believe in, you hold a great power. Nothing is safe.
There's an intrinsic thing.
Robin, what do you say? Why do you think you would need hangers-on and followers?
Well, for one thing, okay, at the bottom of the pot, when you boil it down, it's validation.
There you go.
That
Very
isn't
good
that
point.
like
Very
you?
good point.
Not
Very good point.
sugarcoat it.
power.
Brandon, followers and hangers-on. Why do you need them?
It's a tough question. I don't know.
Okay, well, you admit you
I
don't know. That's
this is I'm having blank in here. Why do you need hangers on other than the
taken
the
by
things
surprise
missing?
there.
Yeah, I got taken by surprise. I'm sorry. I got a lot prepared.
It's
I was
like
taking notes.
secret sauce.
Now listen, hold on. Let's pause for a second because
Let my hand take.
Brandon has a lot prepared, and yet he wasn't prepared for that. Lesson, Brandon, you can anticipate some of the questions you're going to get, but you can't anticipate all the questions you're going to get. You're going to get curveballs. So listen, not to put you on the spot.
Just
Okay.
gonna interject for 1 second. I want to say that he totally hit me with a curveball on the first half of my explanation. So, like, take notes, people.
Oh, what? And Brandon, I gotta be completely honest. Sam just kind of kicked you in the teeth there.
It's true. No, I deserve it though.
He just
deserve
kind
it.
of called you.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Totally didn't mean it that way,
okay.
dude.
No, he kicked you in the teeth.
No,
And he's now, and
Track, hasn't he?
no, I didn't mean to do that there. He doubles down because now he's an innocent. Not only did he kick you in the teeth, not only did he mask from an audience that might very well include your mother. right? He then shames you by going, "Oh, and I'm the nice guy here. I could sugarcoat it. I could hold your hand, and I could give you an A for effort, and set the program up for failure because people are going to think that I turn out jokers." Okay, so Brandon,
Yes.
I'm gonna ask you to answer. I'm gonna ask you the question, and I'm gonna give you the count of 5, and then you're for answering. Okay, trial by fire. Brandon, why do we need hangers-on and followers as members of the secret space program whistleblower thing? 1, 2, 3.
You could always use the money.
4. There you go.
All right.
Hey, see, you have it in you. You have it in you. Very, very honest. We need the money, right?
It's true. I didn't want to go there.
Answers? There you go. But think, you know what? But Brandon, we've just seen something. You have to look inside and ask yourself, why didn't you want to go there? Is it that you didn't want to admit an aspect of your participation in the secret space program whistleblower thing? It's true. Shame is your enemy. Morals, ethics, they will do nothing but trip you up and knock you down. You got to take every lesson that you've learned from the Bhagavad Gita, the Bible, the Quran, the Ten Commandments, which your mom taught you in school, the life lessons that you've built up of your sense of what makes you. Here's a little tip from CW Chanter. If you can look yourself in the mirror and you turn away in shame, you're halfway there. When you can look yourself in the mirror and you know why you should turn away in shame, but you don't, now you're on the road to success. Now you've almost got it.
May I jump in here for just a moment?
Yes, you may.
Thank you, darling. Just as sort of in case there are young, really, really young people watching, in case there are kids watching. Okay, so here is this LARPing? Are we LARPing, you guys? Is this what
Are we? And I just want to say, Persian Scribe says, is CW into Scientology unsubbing? If he is, you can go ahead and unsub. You can go ahead and unsub. You know why? Because the great thing is that a Persian Scribe is, even if you unsub, you're still going to be tuning in. You're not going to watch this? Go for it. Unsub. Unsub.
I thought we were getting certificates at the end.
Oh, you're getting certificates.
Wait, you got certificates? I just got a onesie.
You haven't completed the program yet. You haven't completed the program
yet. Was like your yellow belt, if that was like the first stage that you get the onesie, and then look what comes after the onesie. Is it bunny ears after the onesie?
It's a koozie after the onesie.
Boy, you know, when I walked in, all I got was one of those cheap imprinted pens and a notepad. You know, when do I get a onesie?
You get a onesie when you earn a onesie.
We're working on it, Robin.
You walk into the class. You just walked into the class. You're already making highfalutin demands like your own individual onesie. You'll get there, okay? You have to crawl on your knees before you can fly with the eagles of successful graduates of the Secret Space Program Whistleblower School for the Secret Space Program Whistleblowers. Okay,
Professor,
yes,
it's
ma'am.
not exactly SRO here in your classroom. You know, I'm filling a seat. I think I could have a onesie maybe. You called my number that you saw written on the wall. I have.
That's right. You are a onesie, man.
Well, my only thing that I'm going to say to that heinous accusation is, we'll get you a onesie, okay? Just shut your mouth. You want a onesie? We'll get you a onesie, okay?
What color was your
You can
onesie?
have mine.
See, Saroth is trying to give away my onesie now that I let him borrow it.
No, onesie.
You can borrow it,
I'm
Robin.
getting my koozie after the show.
Thinking about a onesie, buddy.
Everyone gets a onesie. CW owes everyone a onesie.
Oh, I owe you now. I owe you now. Actually, I'm actually quite proud of my students right now. You see the sense of entitlement. that they've done nothing with their lives except agree to join a school that they'll be taught to lie, right? And here they are approaching the feet of the mighty Fagin with demands, as if they've done anything to deserve anything. So, and I'm not saying that to shame anybody. I'm saying that to praise you and say you just might have what it takes. Why is my phone I'm getting it. So what here's another life lesson, a random life lesson. When technology around you doesn't work, is it that technology is not working? No, it's that I'm under attack. I would love to copy the Google Hangout link to send it to another individual that I see in the friggin' live chat. But if I'm lying, I'm dying. It is simply not allowing me to do this. What is this doing? Hold on. No, come on.
I can try.
So one of us can paste it in the hyper chat or the whatever that is here.
No, I got it.
We may be getting blasted by the haters of the secret space program whistleblowers plan.
Going off of what CW was talking about with you, Brandon, a little bit earlier, and this could be some good food for thought for anybody wanting to get into this secret space program thing, is sometimes your best lies will come when you borrow a little bit, or you borrow a little information or inspiration from somewhere else. And oddly enough, what I thought of was there was a televangelist in the 80s and 90s you might have heard of named Robert Tilton. And Robert Tilton, CNN actually did an expose on him in the mid-90s, and he had made more money than Michael Jackson and Madonna combined.
What?
And during this expose, yes, the benefits of not paying taxes, am I right?
Wow.
But one of his best friends from his younger years, like I guess he grew up during the 60s, early 70s, that's when he was in his 20s, one of his best friends came out. He said what they used to do for fun is they would take acid and then they'd start tripping and they would go to these tent revivalists, snake juggler, talking in tongues type of shows. And they made a hobby of it. To them, it was hilarious. It started off as a joke. And I guess Robert Tilton kind of took it to heart. And he was like, well, there's some money to be made here.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, so sometimes your best ammunition, just take a little inspiration from somewhere, kind of manipulate it, play with it, and you can find your own unique niche and use that to craft an audience. And
I've known people like
I will point out I tried to put things into the live chat twice, and it's giving me an error. Hold on, wait, watch this. Hold on.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Do it through your phone.
We're being zapped.
No, I just want to see this. Look at this is error. Try again.
It didn't say it on our chat.
You know what? I'm going to try it now. My
Try it,
morbid
something.
curiosity has gotten the best of me.
Sam, that makes me think of those lion chambers in Las Vegas. But they're not. One of them got eaten.
Yeah.
Siegfried and
Right.
Roy, yeah. Which one was it that got eaten, though? Was it Siegfried or Roy?
I think it was Roy.
I can't tell
No.
him. I don't know who's
The one with the mullet.
I heard two different stories. Did he get eaten, or did one just grab him by the head? Because
He grabbed him, he lived.
Yeah.
He didn't get eaten. He absolutely survived, but he was none the worse for wear.
Yeah, that would still
he
break
got
me.
dragged by the head. Yeah.
But if you could do secret space project with lion taming, that could take it up a notch.
It absolutely could take it up a watch.
I
So
could do the
that's
same
what
thing with alligators, though, because I live in Florida and it only takes 5 pounds of pressure to keep an alligator's mouth closed. So, see, I could be like that, but then it could come back and haunt me. And if his mouth gets opened.
So there you go. So
badgers are the most dangerous thing we have in the UK. I ponder if badgers would have the same effect as lions.
quite possibly.
Smaller jaws.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be able to get your head in a badger's mouth.
But their little claws can slice you to pieces, man.
Yeah.
I wrestle badgers all the time.
I'm sure you do.
But in my spare time, I hunt beaver.
Oh.
Oh,
jeez.
yikes! Hey, what?
I do love my
Hey,
camel
listen.
toes, but I will switch it up with a moose knuckle every once in a while.
Well, and I don't want to be misconstrued or misunderstood. When I said that I go out there and hunt beavers, I hope people don't think that I'm cruel to animals or anything like that. I
Oh,
swear
no.
I just find them so I can take their picture.
I know, like,
The only thing I shoot them with is my camera.
on the tip of your shoe, yes.
Do you have a tripod
That's where the
attached
mirrors
to that
go.
by chance?
Hey, listen, that's what they called me in high school. Wow.
You heard it first, boys and girls. They would hang out with CW after gym class when they were in the shower, and all he had to
This
do
is
was just go
Davis.
like this.
Sam, where are you going with this?
That's all he had to do was just go like this.
There you go.
He got a lot of dates.
I think it's code for Sasquatch hunting, man.
Oh, here we go. If we were worried about getting demonetized their band before, don't worry. We've crossed the Rubicon, as it were. Okay. I feel like so hangers on and followers. People haven't had a chance to answer that. Sarah, hangers on and followers. Why do we need them?
Well, not having a ready answer to that, I have decided to go for the plagiarism option. And I noticed Reemsey has made a good comment, so I'm just going to plain steal it from him. You need hangers on and followers to back up your nonsense and testify to how well it worked for them. And then I'll just say, it was me that made that up.
There you go. There you go. Brilliant.
Thank you, Reemsey.
Again, just like in art, the secret
Very
space
good.
program whistleblowing is an art, and just like Picasso's. Hey, ironically, let me steal a line from Picasso and tell you, good artists borrow, great artists steal. Okay, so how do you like that for meta? Whoa,
That's
some John Teeter stuff right there, right? You
that's
know
some
what I
negative
mean?
land stuff.
Forget negative land. That's straight up Andy Kaufman. You know what I mean? Where does the performance end and the audience begin? The insanity to say nothing of the insanity.
That's why I love professional wrestling.
That's why I love professional wrestling too. That or a soap opera. So there you go. Sarah, there you go. A+ for the day for stealing outright, and even going so far as to tell us ahead of time that he stole. And that's something you need to remember. No matter what you do, if you've got confidence and you just commit, there's absolutely nothing you can do that'll screw up your game. They can catch you with your pants down, your hands in the till, okay? And, everything else under the sun, red-handed, as they say, and you'll still get away with it.
I didn't choose this.
Exactly.
And, that's like, are you going to believe what you saw, or are you going to believe what I'm telling you?
Or Willie Nelson, his wife comes home. He's home from tour. He thinks that his wife's out of town, so he's going to town, right? She's another woman is on her knees, wheeling and dealing, and whatever. And he's having the time of his life. His old lady walks in the door and catches him. Immediately starts to run out of the house, screaming everything about that she's going to the divorce attorney. Willie Nelson runs after her, butt naked, confronts her in the hallway and says, "Who are you going to believe, me or your lying eyes?" That story was then eventually taken and put into a comedy routine by one and only Eddie Murphy, right? And then it's further immortalized in a song by Shaggy. "Wasn't me. I caught you. I saw you down the street. Wasn't me." That's it. You know what I mean? There were two people in the car, and then all of a sudden her head disappeared, and there was just you in the car. Wasn't me. That's it.
Hey.
Just lie, and then lie some more. And then when that doesn't work for you, try lying.
Yeah, in
You know
Los
what I mean?
Angeles, you can get out of those traffic tickets where they catch you by camera at the intersections. You can just say, "I wasn't me."
Wasn't me.
I'm going to use that now, Robin, except they actually bill you in Jacksonville. It comes in your mailbox. I'm just going to write "it wasn't me" on the envelope.
Let's see how far that gets you in Jacksonville.
All I'm going to say is I bet that woman never smoked weed with Willie again. And we don't have to do it, but would anybody like to hear my Shaggy impression really quick? The singer.
Absolutely.
Let's hear it. Why not?
I'm gonna start it off with the chorus, which was a sample, and then I'm going to build it into my Shaggy impression.
Okay, here we go.
Baby, you're my angel, you're my darling angel, and you're my friend when I'm in need, baby.
Very nice, very nice. Dead on, dead on.
Thank you.
For the and
Appreciate it.
remember, and there you go. And we're always finding little lessons. We're always finding things to bring out. Remember, one of your jobs as a secret space program whistleblower comes down to basics. You are engaged in an activity of public speaking. Open with a joke, right? Get the audience on your side. Disarm them. Even going down fear porn alley, you're going to want to remember that there is an obligation at some fundamental level to be entertaining.
Look
A
at how
horror
silly
movie-
Alex Jones is.
Yeah. A
I
horror
know.
movie is still a
Dance,
form of
you know.
entertainment that people voluntarily engage in. Effluent for you, Tom. Why do we need hangers-on and followers?
Well, I think you covered it. You know, if you're gonna be stealing money from the from the till, you know, you're gonna want one of your groupies to handle all that. It's a Manson plan, right?
Absolutely. And you know what? One thing that nobody has mentioned so far, but maybe one of the quintessential reasons why you need hangers-on and followers. Number one of them is a variation on the you need money. You might need a place to stay, right? Having people that believe in you, your program hook, line, and sinker is going to provide you with the proverbial groups of couches to surf on. You're going to want people that, and then the one thing that I thought that a lot of people would be able to get from the get go, but maybe everyone was just nervous by being put on the spot, so they didn't see it. Why do you need hangers on and followers, ladies and gentlemen? When I say the following, you're going to slap yourselves for not thinking about it. To get laid, folks. You know what I mean? Hangers on and followers. Why do you mean hangers on and followers? You're going to want to get. Why are you doing this? Your family's going to be put to shame.
Balter
Your dad is
Walsley
gonna
could
wanna
not
change
accept
his
this truth.
That's it. You know what I mean? You're going
Dang.
to the purpose of followers and hangers on. You're all feel like dummies, right? Don't overthink this. Listen. Let's break it down to fundamentals.
Lady president.
What you're going to be doing as a secret space program whistleblower is you're going to be going in front of audiences of dozens and telling them, despite the fact that you have no physical evidence, despite the fact that you have no proof of any military credentials, training, or knowledge, despite the fact that you're, for all intents and purposes, an unexceptional person with an easily explainable backstory involving you doing nothing with your life, that you in fact are an actual secret space program whistleblower with knowledge and information about the fundamentals of life in the universe, that you've got more information than even the president of the United States or Putin has at their disposal. And why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? You're doing this to get laid. Come on, man. It's entertainment. It's show business.
We just had Gene Simmons 101. We should all agree on this.
Maybe
the fact
Jasmine
that
mentioned
you
a really
understood
good
the fundamental purpose of this rock and roll thing, which is not to make the most amazing music in the world. We used to hang out a lot with Rush, and every time I would hear them play, I would say to them backstage, I said, instead of doing all these highfalutin 16-minute songs, if you would simply give the people what they want, you would get what you want, a little slice.
Anyway, Jasmine said that you can also use hangers on as plants during the question and answer period that can ask you a softball question.
There you go. Absolutely.
That was
another
good.
Stacking the deck. Not only can you ride there on their couch, use them upon it, but then you can exploit them to stack the deck and ask the softball questions. Remember, if there's only a certain amount of time, this is an old trick, but here, remember this. If there's only a certain amount of time for question and answer periods at the end of the lecture, if you stack the deck with at least 4 or 5 coteries of followers who will ask questions of you that allow you to expound and talk for a long time, that'll buy you just enough time to get out of Dodge. You know what I mean? There you go. So brilliant. So hangers on and followers. There you go. So it's 11:24. So what we're going to do is again. So we've talked about doing things. So what I want to do right now is we're going to do some we're going for the last activity of the night. This is going to be a little bit more advanced. We've run through some real world scenarios and situations that you might encounter in the wild. We've explored a lot of life lessons coming from the world of secret space program whistleblowing. But now we're going to get to, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get to where the rubber hits the road. Let's see, I'm here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 6 people. Okay, so everyone's going to have 5 minutes to do the following. Okay, and I'm going to have a timer. Okay, so it's important because you're not going to have a million years out there. Whether we're just talking about your first encounters with your possible handler, or jumping on the phone and finally getting through to Jimmy Church on Fade to Black, to say everything that you want to say about you, and you're going to have to do the following. Okay, you're going to tell us again. We're going back to basics here. Who you are, a brief thumbnail sketch of who you are in the secret space program, how you got in, how you got out, are you still in, are you still out? Number 2, what is the information that motivated you to become, why are you whistleblowing now at this point? What is the purpose, the overarching purpose of your activities, whether they be pragmatic or whether they be philosophical or ethical? And then number 3, who are the people that are trying to suppress your information, who are trying to hold you down? We ended with Tom last time. So Tom, I'm going to give to the count of 3, and then I'm going to start my clock. Okay, you have to get all those three hits done, and the audience is going to decide whether you did it successfully or not. And at the end, the audience, we're going to take a survey of who they think did it the best. Okay, so 5 minutes on the clock, and 1 and 2, and you know what to do. Here we go. Boom.
Well, it's not something that I share with everyone, but as a child, I was adopted by an ant colony. It was behind the school, and I would go out there and I would play with the ants, and then I would watch and see what they were doing, and they make trails to go everywhere. And one day I took a black ant out of this, and these were large ants. They would hurt you. You have to respect those ants. But anyway, long story short, ant people are real. They live below us. They've been here ever since the planet was born, and there are symbiotic mates, whether we respect their size. I trust some of you have seen the movie Ant-Man and understand what it's like to be tiny, but still have superpowers and super strength. Well, being with the ant people and knowing what they've done for our civilization, every time a catastrophe came, they open up the tunnels and we all descend into Middle Earth. And so, I just have to say that as much as I'm learning about secret space, I don't want anyone to overlook the world of the ant people. And now, this is not something that everyone wants to hear, but the secret space program has kind of flipped the narrative. They're not abducting human beings. They're harvesting ant larvae from Middle Earth, and they're using it to create a new kind of human being. And you see people that talk a lot with their hands. It's like their antennae, and they're trying to communicate. And if you know ant language, you can read their antennae and understand the truth of the inner earth. Now, I'm not sure if I'm gonna meet anybody, and maybe after chat we could have a coffee or something like that. But CW, I just gotta say, I'm gonna do my best to benefit from everything I learned here. Thank you.
Okay. Now, I'm going to throw it to you again. You covered a lot of ground. You still got 2 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock. Who's trying to suppress you? Who's trying to hold you back?
The secret space program. That's
Okay.
what I'm trying to say.
Oh, there you go. Okay, brilliant, brilliant.
I know,
Okay.
some of us aren't smart enough to catch everything I'm saying, and it's not my fault. You eat that fluoride, you eat that cheese whiz. I know you do in the loud chair. Boy, I bet you put down 2 or 3 cans of cheese whiz.
Brilliant.
And
Brilliant.
the world is from the hell, and they don't recognize what's right there under their feet. Ant people.
Fantastic. Okay, well done, sir. Well done, sir. I gotta say, I'm gonna. You did all 3 there with 2 minutes to spare. Very good. Very compelling narrative. Introducing. Right. What do we say? We want to do.
Wait. When do we get our test results?
Well, we're good. This is a summation. Then we're gonna go through everything. You get your test results at the end. But here's the good. You did very well, Tom. You did very well, Tom. I want to say also that that you not only did you hit all the 3 points, but you demonstrated the successful applicable skill sets. You gave us something new, the ant people. But then you also worked in a litany of old classic tropes from conspiracy theory with the fluoride and the people being asleep and everything. So very good, very well done. Showing a backstory and education. Very well done. Okay, there you go. So Sarath, we'll go to you next, and I'll give you to the count of 3, and then we'll throw you in for the 5 minutes to hit the 3 bullet points, and 1 and a 2 and a 3. Boom, there you go.
Sorry, I was having a bathroom break. Can you remind me of the point, sir?
Absolutely. Do you want? Absolutely, but I'm going to do it as the clock runs. You were going to tell us who you are in the secret space program. Are you in or are you out? You're going to tell us about why you're a whistleblower, why you decided at this point to come out and tell your information to the world, which is your motivation, whether it be philosophical or pragmatic or an order. And you're also going to tell us who's keeping you down, who's trying to suppress your information, who are you fighting against. You have 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay, first of all, I didn't choose this. And if I were you, I wouldn't believe my story either. I was abducted as a young child, picked out from a gifted program, obviously, because we're all very gifted in this secret space program. I joined a group of a cabal, I would say, of Satanist reptilian overlords from planet Xenu. Yeah. I was it's hard, isn't it? Yeah, so I was abducted to the planet Xenu. I was mind wiped, given a new identity as this guy called Saroth the Mage. I was trained in esoteric martial arts, energy work. I was...
Sarath, did you wear a little teeny onesie back then?
No interruptions. Do not.
Sorry.
No balls.
Well, it was more of a romper suit back then, but I guess it was kind of a onesie. But it had insignia and these weird symbols. And this was my, I still have it. See, I've got the artifacts. This was my learning board. Now, this is a 4th dimensional diffraxic cubic learning board. And the ant people, yes, they were there, definitely the ant people. And this guy called Simon Parks seemed to be there. He was the son of Anu. He taught me in the ways of the Jedi. I was matriculated at the age of 75 and 3 million years, light years, that is. Oh, what was the other one? Who's suppressing me? Of course, it's the Jews. They suppress everything, don't they?
Interesting. Brave play.
Yeah. And I was the man who fell to earth. The man who fell to earth. Yes, that's a good one. And how many minutes have I got?
2 minutes and 12 seconds.
I'm struggling here. So on the planet, the planet that I was taken to, and I never chose this, I was subjected to humiliating and traumatizing treatment, and it's obviously left me in a disassociated state. And it's very hard for me to even recall the terrible events that happened all those many millions of light years ago. And then I was beamed back down to Earth. I was told by the ant people, reptilian hybrids, that I should start a YouTube channel, start hanging about with you guys, infiltrate your movement. I'm now working for the cabal, and here I am messing up your live stream.
All right, with a minute 15 seconds to spare.
Okay, that was poor. That was poor. That was
very
poor.
Good, very good. Very good. Listen,
I've already got my onesie. Okay,
this is true, but Sarah, the one cardinal sin that you committed, okay, which is not just doesn't it just exist in the realm of the secret space program whistleblower, it also exists in the realm of public speaking or being on stage. Never let them see you sweat. If the drummer is off by a beat and you just act as though you're intentionally doing it, experimental polyrhythmic adventure into rock and roll wonderland. Never apologize, never concede that you're having a tough time, never ever tell them that this is tough or talk to the audience or try and break character. You must simply always remember this. If you feel the need and urge to say something like, oh gee, this is tough or whatever, just remember, instead of doing that, it's okay to feel that way. That's a normal thing to feel in the realm of public speaking. But when you start to feel that way, instead of saying this is tough or I'm screwing up or whatever, you simply say, this is tough. I have PTSD. I have a traumatic brain injury. And the traumatic mind control oftentimes makes it difficult to think.
I should have pretended to have a heart attack or faint.
I just want to ask for both. I want to ask for both my sake and a few others. Does I just smoked a joint count?
No, you don't want to do that because that's gonna make it seem like you've got an outside motivation, that you're less than credible or trustworthy.
Yeah, man, you got a mellow out here.
Never, even if you're in a state that's street legal, even in Colorado or Canada. Do not admit to being under the influence of drugs or alcohol, because that's going to simply set them up for an ability to deny the veracity of your story. Maybe you thought that you saw something, but maybe what you saw was just a product of your imagination. Okay?
I think the problem was I haven't had enough drugs or alcohol.
Entirely possible. Entirely possible.
Ditto.
You know what I mean? Stranger things have happened. Sam, 5 minutes on the clock. You know the 3 points at this point. You're going up third, so you got no excuses. On the count of 3, 1, 2, go.
Greetings, friends. My name is Samuel Shadow. I'm sorry. My name is Dr. Samuel Shadow, PhD. I would like to tell you about how I got involved in the secret space program, my motivations behind it, and where I am going with this now. So it all started off in my early 20s. I was actually just a simple tarot card reader. You see, I worked in my local Botanica. I read tarot cards. I would channel the Loa in a crystal ball for my customers. I would remove curses, this kind of thing. I made a very special friend in Derbyshire, England, named Lord Josh Allen, who was a Taoist master of magic. And Lord Josh invited me to go out to Derbyshire to perform a special ritual with him. So whenever I did this, we were conducting a dual ritual to get in contact with, I guess you could say, a semi-extraterrestrial entity known as the Lamont Star, or Captain Lamont. Now, whenever I approached this, I was expecting the unexpected, to say for sure. However, when I contacted the Lamont Star, I found something that I really did not expect to see. And what I found was Lamb, the extraterrestrial entity known as Lamb, channeled by Crowley, and another guise known as this Lamont Star. Now, how did this get me involved in the secret space program? Where I go from here? Upon channeling the Lamont Star, getting in contact with Lamb, I immediately began to make contact with other extraterrestrial entities, which I had found through my experience of channeling to be completely different from the entities we know here on Earth, whether they be the Egyptian gods, the Loa, the demons from the Goetia. Instead, I found a very new variety. I found lamb, I found the mantids, I found the blue avians. I met these very specific entities. John Teeter 3, I met a very specific entity named Ba Joker Ba. And quite frankly, it was through Ba Joker Ba that I was revealed a divine extraterrestrial Gnostic experience. And in this experience was unveiled to me the fact that sexual energy is the secret power of all extraterrestrial life. And when we can use this sexual energy with centered focus, we too can have the same powers as these extraterrestrials. So upon this, still in Derbyshire, England, I decided to contact the Freemasons. And the Freemasons were so impressed by what I had to say that they immediately moved me beyond the first 3 degrees all the way up to the 32nd degree of Freemasonry. And whenever I acquired the 33rd, I was actually conferred by the headmaster that these sexual rituals, as you would call them, bestowed to me from Ba Joker Ba, were commonly used by a segment of Freemasonry in the 1800s called the OTO by a man named Theodore Roos. Whenever I found this out, I found out these sexual methods were passed down to Aleister Crowley. They were passed down to C.F. Russell in a group called the Karanzan Club. So where am I getting with this? After that, I discovered that these sexual energies were actually the power for how they generate a UFO. And that with focused masturbation and with channeling your intent, you can create the same UFO that these entities, the blue avians, the mantids, so on and so forth, will come down and influence us, the human race, through their energies with. So upon this discovery, I started to utilize these techniques. I saw amazing results.
Save me.
So I was contacted by my, I had a wonderful lecture set up in New York City with my handler, Balter Wasley. However, just an hour beforehand, he had actually walked in on me with a close male companion performing these ancient extraterrestrial rituals. And he was so offended that I had kept them to myself. He couldn't believe that I was holding out this extraterrestrial knowledge on him. He felt cheated. He felt robbed. So he tried to slander my name in front of my audience. He tried to put me down. So my objective in the secret space program is to simply deliver this information to you so you may use the extraterrestrial sexual energy to benefit your own needs. I'm still involved in the secret space program. However, I do not make it a very public display. However, if you want to learn my techniques, you can always go to http Samuel Shadow Extraterrestrial Sexualtechniques.com.
Okay, you've been cut off. So there you go. So hold on. Okay. So a couple of things there. Very nice, very, very lively, getting from point to point, very cohesive and cogent. Okay. A couple of points that need to be brought out that were brought out by the live chat. Okay, so you're claiming to be a doctor. That's fine.
Yes.
But then you went on and said that you actually had a PhD.
Do I have minutes on the clock still?
You do not. You do not. Now we're at the point of evaluation. This is fine. This is the first workshop. You know what I mean? Rome wasn't built in a day, nor was it destroyed in a day. We got some time here. So saying that you're a doctor is one thing. Claiming to actually have a PhD is another. That's setting up a very high burden of proof. You're definitely going to want to have something from an actual rumor mill, a degree mill, to back that up or to know your stuff. Also, when it comes to things like Aleister Crowley or the Freemasons, you have to understand, no pun intended, you're playing with fire. It's a very dangerous avenue to go down. Number one, benefits. It's sexy. It's dark. It's mysterious. There's a lot of goth kids, a lot of Marilyn Manson fans that are now into this UFOlogy stuff. So you've got an avenue to work there, but you're opening the door wide open to being accused of being a what? A Luciferian. So if you have to touch upon things like mystery schools or the works of Aleister Crowley or Thelema or anything like this, Remember, you know about it, you were trained in it, but you're a rebel, right? And you're now fighting against it, utilizing its own powers and techniques against it, trying to expose it for what it is, okay? But overall, very good, very cohesive, very knowledgeable.
Thank you.
I would have liked to see a little bit more effort, a little more given to who's trying to suppress you and hold you back. But technically, you got it in there. So, you know what I mean? Good for you.
More name dropping, too. He had an opportunity to drop in like some celebrity names, and he just passed them up. That's
I
all
wanted to go longer.
There you go. Of course. Well, but that's the lesson, Sam. You're not always going to have the ability to go longer.
That's
You're
true.
going to have to. You just got into Jimmy Church on the call in. You're going to have to make an impact and make an impact fast. But overall, very good, very good. You're doing a lot of good work here today. Okay, Robin, are you ready for your turn?
Okay.
Okay, and 5 minutes on the clock, and go.
Wait, what's my question?
It's hold on, Robin. Everyone said the same goddamn question. Okay, and you just saw
I
three
don't get
people.
Wait,
No,
wait.
excuse me,
I
Robin.
I
Robin.
wondered. Wait,
Be
stop.
No,
nice.
hold on. Excuse
For
me,
Christ's sake,
Robin.
would you
Robin,
take
with all
a
due-
breath
no, Robin.
so I can get a
Rob-
word
Ro-
in
no, you
edgewise?
can't get no, not with this. Listen, Robin, the excuse that you just walked in was an excuse that existed exactly. Excuse me, exactly. Hold on, wait, exactly like 2 hours and 45 minutes ago. We've been asking the same questions over. So yeah, so you're at this point, you know what I mean?
Just tell her what
Okay, so
it is.
I'll tell her what the questions are, but I'll tell Robin Slow Eagle song what the questions are, okay?
Wait. Okay.
Just in the sort of teamwork
She
and cooperation.
in the Indian commune where she learned how to be a shaman, they called her "She Who Dances with Slow Turtle."
In
Okay.
the way of teamwork, CW, may I offer myself up and let Robin maybe have a little
Okay,
5
okay,
minutes
so there
to-
you
Oh,
go.
stop it.
Robin, I will
Oh.
just.
You patronize me for Christ's
Uh,
sake.
Yeah.
Robin,
Okay,
I will.
Robin.
Earn brownie points.
Okay, Robin, here are the questions. And then we're going to write in 4 minutes. You ready?
Oh, thanks.
The questions are you're going to tell us in the secret space program how you got in. Are you still in or are you out? What's your backstory in the secret space program? You're also going to let us know what's the secret information or knowledge that you knew had to get out, or was it something that you just prove that you were in? Who's holding you back? Who's trying to suppress your information? Who's trying to play you for a fool? Who are you fighting against? Who is the nemesis to the protagonist that is you? Are you ready, Robin? Do you feel that you have the questions now?
Oh, I'm gonna poke you in the neck. I have a cane here and I'm just, okay. So wait, your image is frozen. Everybody, I see everybody.
Oh, there you go. Brilliant. Vying for time. We're under attack. She's under attack, ladies and gentlemen. She's got a cane. You ready? Tell me when you're ready. We'll start the clock.
Hey, the clock has already started. Don't you try to do that like that, don't leave money on the table crap that you do. You're an attorney, aren't you?
Oh.
Thank you. I need that. Okay, I'm still in. I'm in. You know where this all started? The guy who first conceived of this, I used to watch him. Hey, I'm the old lady here. Imagine me not young and succulent and, hot and stuff. Okay, I'm this old lady. And I used to know this kid. Legos, where kids build these bizarre things. You can get all the parts and and then I used to walk through when he'd leave them out and I'd step on those damn things. And boy, I'd stand up here and let me whip your ass. So I think it warped him. So he went on to gather this following, and he was gonna like kick my ass back by being this powerful entity that's gathering you people. Look, CW, look what you're doing now, all because of that kid who left his goddamn Legos on the floor. How much time do I have left?
3 minutes and 40 seconds.
Oh, geez. Okay, I'll go into 33 and a third RPM then. Oh, hell. Okay, beyond that, I don't have anything beyond that. I got nothing. Okay, I'm breaking character, and you can't tell me I can't, CW. You can't tell me I can't. I am here with some of the most brilliant men. This has been like the most superior, like a Dean Martin roast, or even better than that. CW, I think this is probably one of your best ensembles, your best, direction, bravo. Okay, that's all I got, because I wandered into this class and I can say anything I want. So I just did. I love each and every damn one of you. Thank
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. There you go. We'll accept that. We'll accept that, Robin. So you break your character. You're all over the map, but for your first class, that's wonderful. Also, secret Lego program. We got secret Lego program. We don't know where we were going with that, but can I tell you the honest to God truth? I have seen performances at actual conferences that had less cohesion and import and information than you had, Robin. God bless you. God bless you for your participation. I agree with you. And also the number one thing is that when in doubt, praise the evaluators, praise the audience. Okay, get them on your side. You're not by a long shot. Not by a long shot. The other thing you did is using your feminine wiles. You faked this out by talking about the cane, implying that you had a disability and were therefore an easy prey and easy target. But then you started feeding us all these other words like succulent.
Ooh.
Okay. And describing this succulent thing. So there you go. So sex is a weapon.
Don't make me start singing Calling Dr. Freud again.
No, it's too late. We're already singing them in our head. You know what I mean?
Can we sneak out the back before? Excuse me. Sorry.
No, it's quite all right. Remember, folks, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar, and sometimes it's a big fat dick. You know what I mean? It's just the way that it goes.
Yum, yum.
Exactly. Speaking of big fat dicks, Brandon, 5 Let's go.
I take it CW has seen this for himself at one point.
There you go.
What happens in the secret space program?
Hold on. Well, this is we're going to restart the clock. Here we go. And you're on.
Okay, so who am I? I mean, I was named after an Irish god Bran, inspired by the Tuatha De Danann, and you might know my sister Gigi Young. But I am the grandson of, some would call the founders of the secret space program and remote viewing. You might have heard of the Nine. And there was someone on there, my grandmother and my grandfather, named Arthur Young and Ruth Payne Young, Ruby, my grandmother Ruby. Also the grandfather of an ex-OSS officer on my mother's side. I was recruited for off-road programs and groomed for several positions thus far, including, ever since I was a kid and was gifted in GT programs, and including Freemasonry and Opus Dei and the Golden Dawn. I have rejected these things. I'm kind of figuring my path out right now. I have worked at the highest level of politics and industry. I have studied at the Harvard Kennedy School of Government. I am also a descendant of Sir Francis Bryan, this guy who, was part of King Henry VIII's court and one of his translators and things like this. So since I was 4, I was in the GT program. I think my bloodline is connected to ultimately who you call Prince William. who we share a birth date and all this, then age, same year and date and all this. So I haven't figured it all out yet, but I do have memories, and I'm remembering things all the time as I do these regressions and so on. I do know the Bush family. My mentor is an Opus Dei canon law professor, also a constitutional attorney, who has tried to groom me into various programs. And when I was a child, I was taken aboard Air Force One by Barbara Bush. And I have the evidence here. She signed it. It's actually also on CNN and things like that. Many stories, many family connections. By trade, I am a linguist and a philosopher. But I also speech-language pathologist and all these other things. My purpose, I guess, would be to fulfill the destiny connected to replace the throne of England with its rightful heir through the bloodline, through Prince William. We have a coalition, a small coalition that favors me as the king. Who is against me besides the everyday trolls, stalkers, and what you call the cabal? I guess would say, they're against me. Dark cabal as another group. The NASA, of course, and many factions inside and outside of the Vatican, and the mafia, who I also have a connection to through my uncle, who's a hitman for Whitey Bulger. And so I have a lot of information. They all want to stop this information from coming out. I know the secrets. I run a podcast called the Anti-Occult Cast, where I want to make what is hidden known to everything. So I want the free energy out there. I want disclosure. And that's it.
That's it. Okay, there you go.
Dang.
Damn, that was spot on.
Bravo.
Listen, with a minute and a half to spare, with physical evidence, okay, with bona fides and actual fancy sounding titles, with name dropping, and extra 3 points of gold stars for you, sir. A plug for his own individual channel. That is how
nice.
you do it. You got in a plug.
Good work, Brandon.
You got in a plug. Oh my!
Well done,
that's
Brandon.
Dang.
with
But it
a
wasn't
minute and a half
pushy,
to
was it?
spare.
Yeah, right.
No, but
Proving once
Think of
again
the-
he is this major suck-up teacher's pet. I said it earlier on.
no. Number one, here, pay this attention. When Robin was about to tell us that what Brandon had proved who he was. Notice that her voice went out, that there was interference right there. And what am I going to say? The fact that he's done his homework and he was able to do all that with there. And so
We're being fought right now, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen.
be able to do
attacked.
all
We're
that
under
and
attack
have
right
it
now.
get in the plug. Up. So be careful. Be careful. But the lesson there, no matter how high you fly, you can always be accused of being a shill. But overall, very good, very good. You get all the extra credit points that we awarded you. Doing very good. Davey, it's a hard act to follow. Do you think you could do it?
I believe I have a story, yes.
Okay, well, we got 5 minutes on the clock, and the floor is yours.
Well, first off, I would like to just say thank you for being gave the opportunity that I have here in front of me. And thank you for all of you coming in and listening to the story that I'm about to put out to you. And thank you to CW for hosting such an incredible event that we have here. I suppose my story's not anything special. My name's Davey, as everybody knows. I'm a frequenter of the chat rooms, and I wander in and out and I have discussions and just general chit-chat. I've kept myself kind of quiet over the past little while, and for good reason too. I need to hide my identity. I need to keep it secret as to who I am. Because there's things that I know, there's experience that I've gained, and there's actual facts, there's knowledge that I have that I need to put out there. And it's of such importance. I've never really spoke about this in such great detail, so you'll have to forgive me if I, have a moment or whatever of emotional sort of extent in myself. It was a very harrowing experience just to get to this point. So I'll take you back to the beginning. For me, I was just like every normal Dick and Harry and Joe that sort of kicked about as a young lad, a young teenager, and I had a fruitful life. I should disclose, however, I've been recently diagnosed, but it's a bit dodgy. It's kind of like taken into care and diagnosed with bipolar and borderline personality disorder. And I'm undergoing treatment for that, so take it as you will. I tend to think that it's just a daily thing that I have to cope with and a growing experience. But I digress. So I take you back to the beginning, if you like. And as I grew up as a young lad, I had several sort of experiences, much like what some of the guys previous to me talking have had. The abduction story or the UFO experience. I had 2 or 3 times in my childhood where I believe I was abducted. The memory's still in my head. I can see that ball of light in the back garden as I reached out to touch it when I was a kid of 5-year-old. And I can remember the bright white flash in my head and not really knowing what happened after that. Later on in life, I was in a relationship with a woman, believe it or not, for many years as well. And while we were in that relationship, we slept together, obviously, as you do when you're in a relationship with a woman of that sort. When we slept together, sometimes she would wake me up frantically at night, shaking me, shouting, "Davy, Davy," and I'd be like, what's going on? And she says that she had visions of me floating high up into the sky and grey men being all round about our bed. I knew nothing of this because I was lying there sleeping. It wasn't until much later on in my adult life that I realised what had actually been going on. You see, I wasn't just being abducted. Well, it was, how can I explain it? I wasn't here. The Davy that you might recognise, if you could go back a few years and meet me as a young hip dude out dancing and partying all night, you would think that was me that was talking, but it wasn't me. I wasn't that person. I was somewhere else. But I have the memories of that person, and that's really weird, and it sort of freaks me out sometimes. The reality of the situation was that I was took aboard a spaceship. And the spaceship sort of like, it was weird. I knew there was others there as well. But the thing was, I was gave a job. And the job that I was gave was the janitor of the spaceship, if you like. I had to clean up after everybody. It was disgusting. You've got no idea what the smell of alien life smells like. It's putrid. But I had to clean up after that. I don't like to think about it. Some of the notes is disgusting. Have I run out of time, CW?
That's the clock.
Oh, thanks.
That's okay.
That was great.
Your ending made me smile.
Wow.
So listen, so there you go. Well, listen, there's some bet. You get some. Listen, you get a lot of points. The live chat picked up, and definitely, you're a crowd favorite. So here's what we know that you did right. We know that you came up against the clock, and we didn't quite get to who's holding you down and who's suppressing you, but that's okay. You were working the special abduction angle.
Quite nervous.
It's quite all right. You got in a backstory of who you were. Even up there, you weren't special. You also had the sympathy vote for talking about mental health conditions.
I wasn't looking for sympathy.
No, you of course. Oh, look at this guy, and you stayed in character. Very, very good. And overall a very, very convincing and tight performance. Like I said, you may have gone a little bit into little bit too much detail as far as having high impact to get everything in, but you did a very, very admirable job, and definitely very, very fine performance. And also, as we said, this is going to kill Seraph, but you get those extra points for the accent.
No.
The accent. You can ask any of the girls in the chat, and most of the guys too.
We're not just a novelty, you know.
It's not just a novelty. There you go. So there you go. So okay. So here we go.
Thank you, sir.
What we're gonna have to do now, I don't think we're gonna be able to figure out, because there's no way I'm gonna be, if we had a live audience, I'd be able to do the applausometer to find out who we have favorites. So here we're gonna go. Davey, so we're gonna do them in order. So Tom was number 1. Effluent for you is number 1. Saroth is number 2 with his story. Sam is number 3. We got Robin Eagle Song is 4. Brandon Young is 5. Dave, unfortunately, is number 6.
All these people are hiding the ant people. The hiding ant people don't fall for it. That's all I got to say.
3. So that's Sam. So we're looking for your favorites here. So we get it's Tom is number 1. Sarah was number 2. Sam is number 3. Robin is number 4. Brandon is number 5. And Davey's number 6. We're looking for your favorites in the live chat. I got a 3. I got a 5.
We got 1.
We got 3. Okay, so we got oh, really interesting. Got 6. Okay, we got 6. We got 4. Everyone's getting it's a 3, 6, 4. I don't vote. Like, I see what we can say. 5, 3,
points.
4,
I really
6,
appreciate
5, 6.
in such a way.
Here we go. Is anyone counting up? Because I should have been keeping track. Hold on. 5, 1. Oh, Tom. Oh, that's so sad. Oh, Tom. Oh, that's so sad. Oh, that's so sad. Oh, that exists. You're a father. Oh, that happened. Oh, no. Oh, I can't believe that just happened. Tom had to vote for himself. Oh, my God. No.
If it makes any difference,
that was impossible. Jasmine, first of all, Jasmine in the live chat with they're all winners after she voted for Sam. I want to point that out. 5, 3 to 6, 3 and 6. David Buckwalter trying to split his vote. How do we do this? How about that 6 number 3?
That's a decent there, I think, Sam.
I just want to say I think Davy's cat should be the real winner here.
Yes.
There we go.
Bob the Interrupter.
Davey has 9. Here we go. Raised machine. Keep it track. Davey has 9 votes at the moment. That's got to be a winner.
Oh,
3.
Voting.
Wow.
Which one was the Scottish guy? There you go. That's another one. That's Davey. That's another vote for Dave.
The Scottish guy, they mean the one who just almost speaks English.
Robin with the racism. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, hey, my word.
I have said this to Davey before.
Straight up bigotry.
Y'all, if y'all don't cut out this horse mess, I'm gonna fix and start plug my here Southern accent. So y'all gotta tone this down a little bit. Lord have mercy.
Sam, come sit here on my lap. Hey, Davey and I are
absolutely.
Sam, come and sit in my lap as well, please.
It'll be like Russian nesting eggs.
There you go. There you go. Do we get votes like a cat? 2 votes like in California. Oh, Xenomorph coming alive. Okay, so Davey's the winner. We got Sam as the runner-up.
Yay, Davey.
There we go. And everyone else had like 1 vote. Did anyone vote for? I think Brandon got a couple of votes there too. There you go. Sarah, everyone got votes.
1 vote. I got 1 vote. Terry P. Thank you, Terry P.
Listen.
Hey, listen. Hold on. Terry P is certified Canadian dish. You did good, Sarah. If you got Terry P voting for you, you're good. Unfortunately, you beat Effluent for you, who voted 1 vote, but he voted for himself. Oh, no, look, here's Lauren V Zero Infinity with number 1.
Crystal would have voted for me. I know it.
Hey, listen. Hey, you know what? You know who I vote for? I vote for Tom. I vote for Tom Effluent for you.
I vote for
Effluent.
Green ribbon forever.
Effluent for
And
you.
life is a learning process. I declare us all winners.
There you go. We're all winners. And I'll tell you where else we're going to be winners. We're all going to be winners in the game of life when we graduate from CW Chanter School for Whistleblowers. Hit the ground running, folks. If I'm lying, I'm dying. When we're done with this, with these and it exists on the internet, there will be a secret space program whistleblower problem, because everyone will be able to say the cat's out of the bag. We have no idea who's a graduate of CW Chanter School for SSP Whistleblowers and who's genuine.
Now, CW, I could be wrong, but it might.
Jesuits are the Illuminati.
There might be somebody at home in the chat using radionics to fuck with your internet connection. I'm just saying.
It's entirely possible. It's entirely possible. Let's blame, I don't know, Reamsey.
Reamsey, it was all your fault.
It was all Reamsey. There you go. When in doubt, blame Reamsey.
You know that piano he plays? What he's actually using is Rosicrucian magic. See, each one of those keys resonates with a color. He's trying to fuck with this right now because he doesn't want the secret space information revealed.
All he wants is, like a good Freemason, all he wants to do is bring it back to squares, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's that Golden Dawn stuff.
He's been in and around the bush, as they say.
No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't.
I'm sorry, the lake. The lake.
Come on, we all like a little bush, even if there's might be a little oil spill on the side. We can.
Yikes!
No, I'm just
here we go. Here we go.
God, no! Oh,
stop.
Honey,
that's
that
okay. All right, and you just no.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna.
That was a bit much, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna need you to stay after class to.
I'll tune it down a little bit.
You're gonna have to. And what's up with that cat? There you go.
He's beautiful.
He really
just
is.
like his
He's
owner.
A good-looking cat. There you go.
Some point you should get like a tribunal of judges, like they do on American Idol. You know, from like get Randy Kramer in here, get Shane the Ruiner on. You know what I mean?
Hey, listen, Randy Kramer's coming back. Apparently, he's done a whole bunch of appearances. He just slided on into the scene as Corey Good is getting his ass handed to him left, right, and center. No one paid attention to the fact that who came in the back door. Randy Kramer, the man from fucking Mars. He's been all over the place. He's up to, by my count, he's on his new interview number 5 in the last, say, 2 to 3 weeks. If I'm lying, I'm dying. He's back on the scene.
Oh, gentlemen,
yes.
May I tell you something about Davy and his cats? Many times they get on camera.
Careful, Robin. Don't give too much away.
Well, he told this story about
that's okay. I thought it was one of the other ones.
Suddenly they come on camera, and hey, far be it from me to repeat that story, but there is an explanation as to why they show up right there at a certain time. Okay.
And we'll back
over to you, CW.
Bob is very partial to the smell of my tobacco. Let's say.
I'm very partial to the smell of Saroth's tobacco. I'm jealous.
I'm just you know what I mean. I'm in recovery, so I'm not partial to anybody's tobacco. Okay, there you go. I no longer toke upon the peace pipe cigarette, and that's the way it goes. So, folks, what's going? Which is about a little bit after 12 a.m. here, and it's a school day for me. I've got the kids in the morning. My wife's got to go to work early, so I'm going to be in charge of everything. So we're going to have to cut this thing down. I might do a tiny bit of music before I go to bed. We don't know, but we're going to have to say goodbye to the Chanter School for SSP Whistleblowers. But before I go, any final words from the people in the house? We'll go in reverse order. We ended it with you, Dave. We'll start with you, Davey. Any final words from your participation, your experience here tonight?
It's been an absolute pleasure, sir. I have learned so much about being a whistleblower and part of this grand project that you're going on for. I can only hope that I can take it further and expand the process a little more.
I believe in you. You got legs. I think you're going to go the distance. Brandon, final thoughts.
Yeah, I just want to thank the audience, first of all. and that very special lady out there. You know who you are, and I want to thank you, CW
Reamsey.
Chanter and Reamsey. I love Reamsey so much, and everybody here, and it feels great to be amongst fellow whistleblowers, and I feel good. Thank you.
No problem. Robin, final thoughts.
Oh, I have learned so much by, we all know I stumbled into this class and my mind has been blown, and I feel like I'm ready to go on to your next step with you. I'm going to study. I'm going to print out the manual and I'm going to learn everything you've brought forward so far. And, hey, I'm here with you, Guy. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Sam, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Okay. First off, CW, thank you for inviting me to partake of this SSP whistleblowing live stream. I know I haven't been in all of the chats, but I watch every single one of your podcasts on the backlog, even if it's the next day. So thank you for having me here. I want to say thank you to everybody in the audience for voting for me. I honestly didn't think I did that well. To all you Americans, happy Thanksgiving. It's coming up very soon. To all of you non-Americans, I hope you have an amazing week. Thank you all so much. Much love to Saroth and Davey. It was a pleasure to meet you. And thank you, good sir. Much appreciated. I love your cat, by the way. Mine's black and white too. But other than that, I just hope everybody has a great week. I'm going to take what I learned here, praises and criticisms alike. I'm going to take my story. I'm going to stick to it, and I'm going to fine tune a little bit of details, add a few names, drop a few things here and there, and I'm going to stick with it.
All right. Good for you, sir. Saroth, final thoughts.
Well, I'd just like to thank the lovely people in chat and yourself, CW Chanter, for making Saroth the Mage possible in the first place. And I hope all you SSP liars go out and confuse the whole scene with your nonsense.
Well,
Wonderful.
Maybe
Let's keep it unreal.
Maybe we need to all jump on disinformation.com.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we're already there, probably, if they're up on their stuff.
Everybody here needs to make an account, and we'll just start posting to the forums. We'll take over YouTube by the end of the week.
This is how we do it. Hey, Tom, effluent for you. Final thoughts, baby.
Oh, just to be serious for a moment, it's just I've heard other people comment that, oh, so and so saved my life, and so saved my life, and I've heard that come up in conversations over the last couple of years, participating in your chat, and it's a beautiful thing when we all can share different points of view and be strong and opinionated about things, but then finding a commonality that we can all appreciate the art and beauty of being a human being and able to share ideas and thoughts. They all go somewhere good, I think, anyway. But thank you for the opportunity. I'll settle up with you, Robin, after the show. And
wait. Oh,
well,
Tom.
I mean, Uber's gonna charge me if you don't pay it. It's gonna charge me. I gotta get a car.
Oh, shoot.
And I'll just remind, if David or Corey start talking about ant people, you tell them, they need to be talking to me first. All right.
Copyright on that,
baby. All right.
Just as Michael Berto laid claim to the giant arachnids, just as Saroth and CW laid claim to the mantids, Effluent for you has laid claim to the ant people. So if any of you motherfuckers start talking about ant people, you better answer to him first, because I'm going to call you on it.
Right.
Wait.
And also,
yeah.
hey, Tom, do I have Thanksgiving off? Just to make sure. I just got to check.
Well, you were going to be out in Brussels, and I assume you made plans with your free time. It's all good, brother.
All right, good. Thank you very much.
All right, baby. Take care.
Some Illuminati insider stuff there going on. I don't know what's happening there. There's private communications. So listen, folks, the final word goes to CW Chanter, Professor Chanter. Oh, my God. So we're getting a lot of feedback from the live chat that this is one of their favorite programs ever, and that means a lot from people. This couldn't have happened without the participation of everybody involved here. This is we're doing things on purpose. We're doing things with life purpose, and it means a lot to me. And I want to thank everyone individually for their participation. So, Davey, whenever I send a live chat link to an unknown party, it's always a gamble. You never know what you're going to do. But backing you has paid off in spades. It was an absolute pleasure meeting you, and you absolutely brought a lot to the conversation and the goings on. Brandon Young, reunited, and it feels so good.
Yeah.
Me and Brandon Young have been dicing it up, shaking it up on YouTube for a good number of years now. We've had our ups, we've had our downs. You know what I mean? Like Itchy and Scratchy. They laugh, they fight, they laugh, they fight, laugh, laugh. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. Brandon Young, so glad to have you back here.
Thanks,
Dropping some stuff. He brought props. God bless him. You know what I mean? He obviously did his homework and brought a lot to the show, as he always does. If you've got a broadcast, a podcast, something going on YouTube, something going on the internet radio, and you don't know what to fit in one of those extra slots you got left over, why don't you go ahead and just slot yourself up some Brandon Young? It's never going to hurt you, right? Whether it's a cooking show or a show about literature, comic books, Brandon Young is going to have something valuable and good to say. God bless you, sir. Thank you for coming along.
Thank you.
Robin Eagle's song, bringing so much flavor, so much color commentary, so much extra sauce there to the live stream. Look, I honestly got to tell those people this is that when I started this off, I thought to myself, "Oh, gee, I announced a while ago that I'm going to do this participation show over the weekend, and if you want to link to the live chat, go ahead and send me an email. Go ahead and send me a DM on Twitter." And I was thinking to myself, "Oh, geez, how am I going to select? I have so many people are going to want to be on based on all the jazz I hear from the live chat. I'll be turning people away. How will I make these tough decisions?" And of course, at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, waiting for 9 o'clock show to start, I've got nobody. I've got no confirmations. I got one person that decided to come on, but then they're telling me at the last minute that they can't make it. So I'm setting up the room and I'm inviting everyone and their mother. I'm just going through, the options of invite this, invite that. Robin Eagle song, sure. Okay, absolutely. And then she comes in and then she starts off before we even go live. She tells me it's Sarah. She goes, Tom. She goes, "Oh, yeah, by the way, I have no idea what you're talking about." And then yet brought so much to the proceedings of the show. Thank you so much, Robin, from the bottom of my heart for coming along and being the proverbial slice of pizza in this sausage fest known as the CW Chanter channel. Let people make of that analogy what they will.
Yeah,
God bless you for coming along.
Well, and thank you, darling. And I am the Shirley MacLaine to the mini Rat Packs. I'm the
There you go.
Crew, and I'm proud to be it. But thank you. It's when the ping came in, I went, "CW's inviting me on his show. Okay, I'll do it." So it has been absolutely bombastic, and I thank you. What a trip this has been. What a nice surprise. And gentlemen, boy, I love every damn one of you. So thank you. This has been absolutely delightful. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Thank you. Sam Shadow, there you go. The
Thank
gay
you.
Robin to my heteropositive Batman. Sam Shadow, lovely, lovely individual. Coming here playing the part of the rebel to a T. The only thing he was missing was a greaser haircut and a black leather jacket. Will we be ever able to tame this bad boy? Okay, he's like the Danny Wood of the YouTube CW Chanter lineup today. Bringing it his all, giving us all that he's got. Thank him for that. Wily, uncontrollable, unmanageable, and yet bringing so much energy and fire to the show. Sam, from the bottom of my heart, it's always good to talk to you. Always fun to talk to you. Always fun to hang out. And I thank you so much for coming and bringing so much to the show.
Dude, thank you. I appreciate it. It's a privilege to be here. I always love doing your shows.
Good. I'm glad. Sarah the Mage, a wonderful YouTube content creator in his own right. I'm very happy to say, and always very proud to get the praise that he gives me for helping out his channel's growth.
Hail Paimon.
That's it. Always brings a lot. Always brings a lot. Came in, shucking and driving like the best. He had a great backstory, great information, great technique, and so much stealing and thievery, which is exactly what we want a secret space program whistleblower to do. Okay, so God bless you for the bottom of my heart for coming on. Always a pleasure to hang out with you and see you as well.
Thank you, CW.
So very so much. So everyone check out Sarah the Mage, all these wonderful YouTube content creators in their own right. There you go. Tom Fluid for you. What a heck of a guy. Came into my life mysteriously. I had no idea. We ended up hanging out on me with several live chats and hangouts, and has become a perennial favorite. Always bringing a special magical energy to the proceedings. Always in his own way. Never stepping on anybody's toes. Never talking too much. Never talking too little. But always finding those brilliant right places to talk. Tom, from the bottom of my heart, I always get a lot out of you and your shares. Always get a lot of hanging out with you and being with you. Not even for what you bring to the channel, just in the nice, affable conversations and friendly demeanor you have about you. You mean a lot to me, Tom. You've been with me for years as well. God bless you, sir, from the bottom of my heart.
Wow.
It's a blessing to be a part of the. I mean, I express myself. I don't know. I don't think I'm special. You find certain communities where there's an aspect of your personality that people enjoy, and I enjoy sharing my thoughts.
Bless you.
And everyone having such a good sense of humor is just amazing.
Oh, may I?
There you go.
One more time, because I am this blabby old lady. Tom, in the years I've known you, you called me Bobbin in the chats, and I thought you were a girl all this time. I never knew you. Okay, dear, you have a little estrogen component. I thought you were like my best girlfriend in the chat. I didn't know you were.
Oh my God.
You didn't know? I knew.
Oh my
I
God.
swear I didn't know. She was my girlfriend.
Oh, hashtag disclosure.
If it makes you feel better, Tom, everybody says the shit.
In life. Yeah.
If it makes you feel better,
Hashtag
Tom, everybody
disclosure.
says the same shit about me because of emojis. They were like, "Oh, I thought you were a hot girl," and I sent them a picture of me, and they're like, "Oh, never mind."
But
I get that as well. You'd think the accent and the mustache would give it away, but it doesn't.
no. Well, the great thing about Sam Shadow being potentially catfished by Sam Shadow is that the photo that he sends you, it's depending on when you receive it and how drunk you are, you might say to yourself, "Oh, dude," but then you think to yourself, "Well, he's got he's got the long head from behind." You know what I mean? On a hot Florida night,
Oh, the hair's coming out. Hello.
Let me lose the flannel shirt real quick. We can make it better.
Sam,
Exactly. That's
Right now, I've kind of got my
You know
Roseanne
what I mean?
look going on.
is it getting
There you go.
Thank
And
you.
how often does criminality end up in an awkward sexual situation between men? It's just the way that it goes on planet Earth. So, folks, listen. There you go. God bless you. We're going to be saying goodbye to the folks at home, saying goodbye to everybody. But we'll talk for a minute after we go off air. But Sam requires transvestigation. There you go. And no matter what you find, if you still don't have answers, all you're going to have is more questions about yourself and what you're
I
willing
plead
to
the
do.
fifth. I plead the fifth,
That's it.
lawyer CW.
David, listen, that's what she said. Anyway, folks, there you go. God bless you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for coming and having this experience with us. We can do our antics up here on the stage, but without your participation as viewers and audience members, it's all for naught. Your numbers your numbers and views only mean one thing to me, and that's the fact that you viewed, that you hung out, that you had to play a place in our lives, that you let us play a place in your life and have some adventures and fun with you. This is important. Think about the things that we're talking about. Underneath the jokes is a truism. is truth and understanding about how this industry works and how the secret space program whistleblower works. We're really telling you actual information here when it gets underneath. And if you open your eyes, you'll see that what we're saying is true. So, folks, if you liked what you saw tonight and you might think to yourself that you might have what it takes to be a secret space program whistleblower and you would like to participate in one of the live chats as well, the opportunity is there. We'll probably be doing some more classes over the week. And then on the weekend, we might have another live participation thing as well. Again, if in the turn of tide and time, it turns out to be the right thing to do. So in the meantime, I will simply say good night or good morning or wherever it is for you. May the rest of your day be happy and pleasant. The rest of your evening be wonderful and filled with wonderful dreams. I think I speak for everyone when I say we love you. We love you, honestly. If no one told you that they loved you today, we just did. Okay? Take care of yourselves, everybody. Everybody say bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Good
everyone.
night.
There you
Love
go.
I
ya.
love you all.
Big hugs.